By the way, this is a holiday shirt. It's gray, but it says Seasons Greetings on it. I know I just immediately hit record. This is like the dumbest way to start recording. Seasons Greetings. It's a good one. My sister got this for me for Christmas like 3 years ago or something. Holy light lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Welcome, welcome. It's another Friday, December 12th, 12/12, 2025. Um, Christmas is coming, as you probably well know at this point. It's coming at an alarming pace. The collision, the fallout, there may be no survivors from the merriment. I don't know, this time of year is always stressful for most people. I've made as conscious an effort as I possibly can manage to just like lean away from the stress. So like, I don't know what y'all's experience is in life, but mine is that I am and my mom will get mad that I'll say it this way, but I think it's just funnier and more relatable to put it this way. I'm the worst of three siblings, which is primarily to say that my sister is like the sole creative director for a Pokemon card game app. She's very successful. She's written 2 books. She's worked for like every like major tech company other than like Google, I think. And she's been with Microsoft and Amazon, and multiple game studios. She's done a bunch. Top 3, right? Podium finish. I can't be mad about that, right? Right. Apple. No, that's fair. Not Apple that I ever remember. I don't think Apple, but like more in the sort of metaphorical sense of like a whole bunch of crap. Very successful, super important. My brother, on the other hand, has worked for Google and Palantir and like a few other. He like briefly was like working in local government, ironically in Illinois where I have family, but he did not live before that. And he's made a lot of money from his text. I'm sitting over here. I got Squirtles, man. I got Squirtles. I didn't even buy this. Someone made this one for me. This one was from Sarah Rock Aqua. She made this one. But yeah, so basically the whole point of that is that they have money. I don't at all. I don't at all. Particularly after buying this nice house that I have, which I'm not gonna uh quibble with you. A whole lot of support. Like I saved a bunch of money. Don't get me wrong. Like the only thing I like more than spending small quantities of money frivolously is like not spending large quantities of money at all. So like I had saved up like a somewhat significant amount of money. But like my parents also definitely like assisted a lot with like closing costs and moving costs and like other various ouch to boing related quantities of money required for me to have this house now. Nice house. Took a lot of effort to get here. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. But the reality of the situation is that like everyone in my like close orbit falls into primarily the category of like makes more money than me and also like isn't really into like sentimental. Like my mom is the clear exception. My mom is, you all know my mom best of anyone. Probably, well, I don't know, if you watch my sister's stream maybe you know her better. My sister's also on Twitch, but my mom is always here in chat because she's fan number one. And my mom is the kind of person who would say like, I don't need a gift, I'm just happy that you're here for fill in the blank occasion. And I swear to you, she truly means it. No one has ever meant it before my mom existed. And now that she's here, she's the only person in human history who has sincerely said and meant that. That said, I still try to do nice things for her. It's hard, just because, the C point one in the conversation. But so, like, the holiday time tends to be really stressful for me, just because, like, I really like giving gifts, and like everyone around me like kind of sucks to get gifts for, because like everyone makes more money than me, and like does it like there's just not a lot I can do about it. And like I do what I can, but for the past like several years it's been just like awful. Just cuz like I feel like I'm like losing like an arms race to like I ultimately just end up getting gift cards almost all of the time anyway. But like to stress insanely hard about it for like 3 weeks and then get gift cards. Um, and then like I don't know. There's complicating factors. Like my sister is like always moving these days. It seems. I mean, she was just talking on her stream last week about her most recent move, which was like I don't even remember the exact date of it, but it was within the last 2 weeks. It's a lot. Um, but so like this year, I was just like, no, you know what? You know what? I'm just gonna get the gift cards up top and just be done with it because I can't win. I can't win. There's no point at all in trying when I can't like I can't win to the point that I like DNF at gift giving now. No one gives you ideas or wish lists. There was a period of time, Keen, where that was a thing that was true, and now everyone is so busy that that doesn't even happen anymore. Um, if I pressure my mom a lot, she'll come up with something. This year, my mom and I have already talked about it. There's sort of a few years ago, I like paid for a an ongoing subscription to a particular streaming service for my parents to use and like not have to have ads and stuff. And I happen to know that it's something that my mom uses quite a lot because when my parents moved here to Florida, they finally cut the cable, which was a big deal. I won't belabor that point, but it was like a lot to make that decision. Like it took a lot for me to get off cable, so it took like twice as much to get them off cable. But like, yeah, been doing what I can for my mom, my sister. I mean, I don't know. I try. My brother is the probably the worst in the particular sense that since he was like 16, he insisted that he hates gifts. I think he mostly hates getting gifts, but he also just kind of hates the concept of gifts. But then, like when he like graduated college or something, somewhere around that time, he started like literally just saying things like, I hate stuff. I hate like physical like things. So like trying to get him gifts that aren't just like a gift card is like obviously a losing battle. Like what thing do you get for your brother who doesn't want something like sentimental, doesn't want a physical object, and doesn't like the concept of being gifted things? It's a challenge. I did text him to see if there was something. I mean, it's funny. The funniest part about that is that he then proceeded to have two children. And if you've met children or are familiar with the concept of children to any degree, you must understand that children equals stuff. There's so many stuff for children, you understand. Um, what's a children? It's complicated. Ask chat, they'll help you out, Cotillion. Basically it's like a starter human being. It's like a pre-constructed deck for humanity, but it requires you to it requires like a whole lot of deck building, you know. That's true. They did get a dog. How long ago was the dog? Over a year now, right? And my brother does not seem, he doesn't, I haven't been around the dog. They live on the opposite coast now, and also, things are complicated for various reasons. But like, it seems like his wife wanted to get the dog, and he like pretty actively didn't want to get the dog. And now that he has the dog, the impression I get is that he doesn't love the dog. I'm not saying he's doing anything bad or like, not looking after the dog. In fact, I have reason to believe he's probably doing more than his wife is. But like, uh, I never really hear him talk about the dog in a way that he's excited about it. Sometimes he'll talk about the dog as if like, oh, like my children love the dog, but he's never like, oh, like my dog Abby did this super cute thing. Like I'm used to pet owners sort of behaving in that sphere. And that's not what it's like. That's not what it's like. Um, we need dog pics. Lord, I don't know how to access dog. Like, you think I have a photograph of my brother? The only person who dislikes looking at a photograph of themselves more than I do is my brother. And I do not say that lightly. I hate photographs of myself. In fact, the reason I got this haircut that I'm not thrilled with is simply because I know that both Christmas and at least one trip to Disney World are impending. And that means like an above average quantity of photos. And I was like, listen, if I could fit in like a haircut, I should probably get it done because if I don't get my hair cut for more than like 3 months, it starts getting really lopsided in the back because all the hair on my left side breaks and none of the hair on my right side ever breaks. And like after a while, it looks bizarre. Like I'm like some Final Fantasy character style or some ridiculous thing. Um, but like the reason I'm starting the stream not wearing a hat is one, so you can see the haircut. Cause you know, God, I haven't had a haircut this short, I feel like, since I mean, certainly before the pandemic. Um, it's just so the lady okay. So I back in California, in North Hollywood, there was like a horror movie themed salon. I swear to God, it sounds like I'm making this up, but I'm absolutely not. I was like trying to find a place to get my hair cut back when I lived in California, and the one that was closest also had like insanely high ratings, like really high ratings for a haircutting place, especially for men. I was like, that's wild. I have to check this out. So like I went there one time and I just like did a walk-in because like I don't know, I wasn't like used to a place that didn't take walk-ins. Like I'd mostly just been to like Supercuts, I think. One of those like generic chains, whatever. Um and so like I went in and like they were super weird about the fact that I didn't have an appointment and they just made like a huge deal out of it. And so like from that day like I was reasonably happy with the haircut I got. And every time I went back there, I increasingly sort of felt like once they sort of like knew me there, I was pretty happy with most of the haircuts I got there ever. And I liked the lady who I made my appointments with. And I just never didn't have an appointment again. When I moved to Florida, I tried to find a new place. And I talked a little bit about this on stream, I think. There's like 50 places in the local area to get a haircut, like a completely staggering, unreasonable number of haircuts. And I'm pretty sure I told this story too, where the first time I went to this haircut place, I like literally overheard the owner like trying to bargain with someone to get them to not open another haircutting place in the same like strip mall that currently had the barber shop I was already in. There's already one there. And like he was arguing with someone that like they wanted to open another one in the same complex. There's so many. There's so many places to get a haircut around here. So it's just like it was just like choice paralysis to try and find one. And like none of them had like one of the things I liked about the place in North Hollywood was that they actually had like pretty good hours. So like I could go like after work and like still like get an appointment. Not like a lot after work. It'd be like I'd finish my shift and like scoot immediately over to get a haircut and then like drive home. But like that was super good. It's really hard to find that around here. And like the few places that seems to be an option, like they just don't seem like a good fit for me for various reasons. But so like the first time I went to this place locally, I made an appointment because I was like, I guess this is what you do now is make an appointment. And they had like a similar but like slightly different system in place to like make an appointment online. It's like I did that and I got there and like the woman who I like made the appointment with just had like no idea. And not only it wasn't simply a case that she like hadn't checked her scheduled appointments for that day. She seemed flabbergasted that like it was possible that she had an appointment. And like everyone else working there seemed to like to think it was like a little weird, but like she seemed like absolutely thrown by this. And I was like, all right. So I guess this is the place where you like don't you don't make an appointment here. You don't do it. Um, and so like today, I just like went there and I was like, well, I thought the lady last time did a reasonably good job, but I don't know what is out here. So like maybe someone else will do an even better job. Like I'll keep an open mind and I'll just like follow the system that seemed to be in place last time, uh, which was just like show up and see what happens. And so like I show up and then they start asking me if I have an appointment and I feel like I'm being clowned like immediately because it's like last time I had an appointment, everyone was so weird about it. And this time like nah. But like all the people who were cutting hair were already engaged, which was fine. So it's just like sitting waiting for someone, and then like a new like I guess someone came off break or something. So like this woman who I don't think had been there the last time I was there just sort of like came over and was like, oh, like do you have an appointment? Because like I'm free. Just like literally came out of nowhere. I was like trying to type an email to my ex girlfriend because it's her birthday, and I was like trying to like encapsulate an entire year of time passing because we don't talk that often, but like I don't know, sentimental. And so I was like really fixated on it, and I have no idea where this woman came from, but she appeared and she you know she's like, oh, like come on over, and I like sit down, and it's like the weirdest haircut I've ever had for one primary reason, which is that at almost no point during the entire haircut did this haircutter person like face me toward the mirror. So like I spend the entire haircut like not really knowing like what she's doing. She asked me a few questions up front and I answered them the same way I've come to answer them, is like, yes, like the back is sort of long intentionally, sort of get rid of the sideburns because they always get in the way, and I usually end up trimming them a few times before I actually get a haircut. Even up the back, because it always breaks way more on the one side. Um, things of this nature. This is sort of like a pretty standard encapsulation of like how to have my hair done. So like, like basically like the whole haircut happens and then she like finally like turns me toward the mirror and it's like definitely shorter than I want. I mean like it's clearly still got like some of the length in the back, and like like the breakage on the left was like pretty heinous. So like it's entirely possible that she like did simply try to like even it out and it just wasn't possible or whatever, but like it just feels really short. I don't like it. Like I tried to do it as early as possible, so by the time photos happen, it'll grow out a little bit, whatever. Also, it's like really heavy on product because like I always have to like readjust my mental model of like how much product I'm using. But like yeah, I don't know. I'm just like really self conscious about it. But I felt if I was gonna tell a whole story about how weird the haircutting experience was, I had to like show you the haircut, which I hate doing. I love this like in depth conversation about tipping barbers and salon workers and stuff. And I have to agree with Keen. Like tipping culture in America is completely out of hand, which is sort of the thing being debated, I guess, more or less. But I do feel like in most circumstances, I feel like tipping like a barber or hair salonist. I want like a unisex term that doesn't make me feel like a complete ding dong for like saying it. I've always hated this. Because like I don't think I've ever had a man cut my hair before, and it's not because like it's not like a homophobic reason. It's just like not a lot of guys who do that unless you go to like a dedicated barber shop. And apparently this place that I've gone to twice now here in Florida calls itself a barber shop, but like really doesn't feel like a barber shop. And also like most of the people who work there are women, so like I don't know. But like I mean the haircuts, they get all up in your business, right? And like they just they just have to touch like your hair so much, and they're like responsible for like how you come across to the world. Like it makes more sense for me to like tip a barbist than like most other things. I'm not saying I don't tip other places because I definitely do, but I like feel less weird about it at a salon shop because like it's just such like an invasive thing to like have another person do, I feel like. Um, but yeah, I mean, uh, honestly, I think the haircut. It's been so long since I haven't cut in California. I think the last place was like 25 or maybe 30. Actually, no, I think by the end it was like 30 and maybe had like gone up a little bit for inflation or something. Here it's like 25 if you pay cash. I know Mystery was saying that her salon experience is a lot more significant and like there is some lopsidedness in the industry, but also I presume if you have longer hair or you're doing something fancier with it, it's probably more actual work as well. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is a bad haircut, but it's not a haircut I'm thrilled with. Um, Not sure about invasive. Their hands are like all up in your hair, and like they don't know where your hair's been. I don't know. Like sometimes people's hair is greasy or it has like too much product in it or whatever. Lady Tate even really like. I think like every time I've had my hair cut before in the history of time, like some amount of moisture was applied to it to give sort of like a clean baseline before cutting it. This lady went in like raw dog, just like I don't know, it felt weird, man. The whole experience was weird. It feels really weird not to see the haircut happen at all, the entire and also like another weird part about it is like the lady today, instead of like positioning herself like around the chair to get to the sides of my head or whatever, would just move the whole chair. Which I understand the thought process, but like again, completely divorces the customer from having any sense of the work being done, which just seems like real weird. Uh Zach, you're coming in at the tail end of my barbershop story. This is the purpose of not having the hat on. If you show up immediately on time and miss nothing, then you miss nothing. And nothing ever changes. That's why I'm bringing back Tony. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this grows out. I'm gonna be weird about it. I'll allow you, chat, to pick a hat for today. Again, I am wearing this festive gray shirt. I promise it's festive. I showed it off before. I'm too lazy to get up again. Um, Here's the hat everyone hated last time. I like this one a lot because it's whimsical and unique and different. We have classic hat handy. This it obtains like all the dust in the world, but otherwise is perfectly grand. I have this Mickey Mouse here Santa hat that I don't think will play nice with the headphones, which is the main reason I don't wear it. I also think I have a couple of like aren't big enough for my stupid head Santa hats. Captain sounds disappointed. I mean, when am I not disappointed? But like, yeah, it's. I guess the distinction here is like I'm not mad about it, but I'm definitely disappointed. It's fine. I see one vote for hat one, and then a lot of non-committants. Luckily, I remember what order this all happened in. Okay, now the hair is going away, and now there's no risk of you looking at my bald spot, which the haircut always makes the bald spot feel more powerful. I was gonna complain about it being quiet, but then I realized that like I'm not on the correct screen for that to be an issue. Okay. Good. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about in particular. To tambien. Okay. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Merry Christmas. So what's going on in this game? Well, we started playing it last week. It is a 3D platformer, which is very like late 90s, early 2000s inspired. Yeah, weirdly 55% done. That somehow just seems like absolutely the wrong percent to be done with the game. I did spend like an awful lot of time on the island of misfit toys, and for a while I was contemplating trying to like 100% the game. And if people are interested in that, I'll still do it. But I think going into today, my goal is largely to finish the story, and then with any leftover time, we can like mess around and like try and get more stuff. Is your PS5 on Pacific? Yeah, probably. Do you have any idea how many devices like don't automatically like check your zone, and I don't care enough about the clock on them to care? It just doesn't matter. Psycho says, I didn't even consider you had a top of your head. I thought it was face, then hat, and then under that was none of my business. I mean, that remains to be true. But yeah, so like I was contemplating last week, like trying to like 100% the game, because like I 100%ed the first area, and it didn't seem that hard, and I was enjoying the process. But then when we got to the Island of Misfit Toys, like there's so much stuff there, and like some of it's like extremely well hidden. But the real problem was that like there was actually just like a hide and seek thing, and like there weren't any like proper in-game hints about like where to find like an entire missing character. And so like I just like went around like trying to do what I could and like not finding that character for like an hour and a half or something insane. So like didn't make a ton of progress during that time. But so the story, as you probably should already know, is that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose. They ultimately wouldn't let him play the reindeer games, but in this imagining, first he sort of had to prove that he had a shiny nose that they were covering up. And then he sort of ostracized himself from society with, tale as old as time. His girlfriend Reindeer, an elf who wants to be a dentist and is a little weird about it, and an old Alaskan gold rush miner named Yukon Cornelius. They were sort of trying to find a new place for themselves that wasn't society because they felt like they didn't belong there, and ended up being chased by the abominable snowman. That turned into a boss fight. And then once we completed that, we escaped to the Island of Misfit Toys on a drifting iceberg chunk thing.
That's definitely Jin Furoe.
Oh, you thought you could get it? You thought I didn't remember after another week to turn the thing back on so that name game would work correctly. I got you. Get wrecked. Get dunked upon, chat. But yeah, so like then after we escaped the abominable snowman, we ended up at the Island of Misfit Toys. As I mentioned, I spent like 1,000 years there.
Shall we sculpt some flesh friends then?
Met all the Misfit Toys. Met what the heck's his name? Charles Moonrazer, the super awesome like griffin with the great voice. And he was like, "You're not a toy, so you can't live here. But do me a solid and tell Santa that it sucks to live on this stupid island." And we're like, "Yeah, whatever." So like we went back to. We like started heading back to Christmas Town, and I think we went to like Rudolph's house, and his parents were missing, and then like a polar bear told us like, yeah, they like went to find you in the snow. I hope you find your dad. And that's where we are now. Do you think the Misfit Toys are the flesh friends? No, because if they were, then Rudolph and his friends could have lived there. But like the point is that Rudolph and his friends are flesh, and the toys are not. Casual xenophobia from sentient toys is crazy. I mean, it all builds to the whole, like, just be yourself because society sucks situation that is thematic to this. Anyway, let's go to Snow Mountains. Oh yeah, so this
was it?
This was a new experience for me.
Birthday!
Alright, sure. Here you go. I'm surprised at this moment that I did actually say birthday once during the stream before now, and no one caught it. I mean, Zacula wasn't here at the time, but it did happen. But so yeah, apparently there's this whole screen for like navigating to get to past levels, which is surprisingly convenient and relatively straightforward. But previously we've just been playing forward through the story, and you never see this map if you just play the game continuously. But yeah, let's go to the Snow Mountains, which is where we are seeking Rudolph's parents who went looking for him after he left society. Very Crash Bandicoot coded. I didn't play a lot of Crash Bandicoot, but I feel like their map system was different. Wasn't it mostly just sort of like a cylindrical building with like magical elevators and different floors? Also, I turned the sound effects down 20% because in the editing they were making me insane. I don't know how people weren't complaining about that. Let's remember that we can glide. That feels important. Hi, Elf. Air dash when close to a special marked wall to perform a wall run. We're tutorialing halfway through the game. You know what? That's fine. Air dash when close to the wall. So not like into the wall. Oh, what on the hecking earth? Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, there's the... Hey, guys, I found the abyss. I have to say, that's an insanely weird way to introduce a mechanic in a children's game. Is to be like, hey, check it out. Here's a thing that's going to take your, like, minute control of the game away from you in a meaningful way. And we haven't taught you how this works at all.
Takes forever.
Should have committed to that. No, we need to recover our soul. No, that's it. You're thinking of a different one. Ah, I got it. Alright, I'm not messing around with this gold. This wall seems awful. Also, the camera does not love it. Okay, let's reacquaint ourselves with the game, because it's been a week. If the camera ever gets close to the wall, it's bad. I love the one time I try to demonstrate that intentionally, it doesn't break the game. We can glide. This is important. Apparently, we can wall run if it has weird markings on it. That's new. You can dash. There's a crouch that we've only ever needed like twice. And is that it? There's not a lot going on in this game. Wall jumping and running. I mean, the wall jumping was a surprise, legitimately. The wall running is a huge surprise, mainly because we are 55% through the game. And also, it's kind of bad, if I can be honest with you. But I think truly the biggest issue I have... Actually, hold on a second. Okay, so it must have been that what must have happened is that I was wall running and then jumped at the end and just flew off into the abyss. I still maintain that as like a tutorial, this is a weirdly designed... I don't like it. If the camera gets anywhere that isn't big open area, you get punished. That's more or less true, yes. Could forgive the mechanic if the camera wasn't so bad. Agree. Also, like, knowing that the camera is bad in closed spaces... Like, okay, actually, here's a great point. So because the wall run, unlike the wall jump, the wall run does not require two walls to be adjacent to each other in order to, like, function properly. So, like, for the sake of the tutorial, if nothing else, why isn't it just a big wall with, like, nothing around it? So you can just clearly see what you're doing. Like, why make it so close to another wall that the camera can't really give you a sense of how the new mechanic works? That's a weird choice, right? That's not just me.
Doug, the mole man.
Did Zagula, like, miss the entire inception of the name game? No, I think, Zagula, you were around for the Halloween stream, right? I think you were. Sick bell. Oh, wait, wasn't there a bell over by the Doom Pit?
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I have a ground pound. That's a button I forgot about. That sound effect is not correct. Yeah, there is a bell over there. And there's a bell up there. What the heck's that one doing? What's the thought process there, you think? Can I just get, like, really high up over here? Is this something? Unclear if this should be possible, but it is. I mean, obviously the camera is so bad there. How would I go about getting up there? Why are the footsteps so loud? Okay, so to get this bell, I have to do, like, wall jump and then run? Yeah, mountain goating, right? Oh, you thought I was too bad at video games. Guess what? I got you. I bet you thought that was an Easter bunny. Not, like, still totally clear on what's going on there. Neko, who lives in the UK, says the neighbors have just started playing loud music. It is almost 3 a.m. Is it at least loud, good music? It doesn't really make it better, but it makes it not as bad? Kind of? Okay, it seemed to register that I wanted to dive into the earth. I don't think I did that intentionally. I do not know how to do this. Oh, wait. That was weird. Why is this textured as though it could be broken? Does crawling come up at all? Like twice. Like once when they told you how to crawl, and then there was like an obstacle course where you crawled like one time. Does anyone have any idea what to do here? I do not. I really don't. Maybe we'll come back for it. Maybe we never will. It's really not that important. The other one was a matter of pride. Oh, we're gonna be all in on that wall run, huh? Don't have a great feeling about that. What's going on here? An ornament. Ornament's good. I gotta say, so like most like 3D platformers with like collectibles, they'll have some sort of like every level has like collect, you know, like Jinjos or 8 red coins in Mario, or you know, there's lots of different versions of it. This game has collect 24, is it always 24? I think it's always 24 red Christmas ornaments. Which, like, collect red Christmas ornaments, totally okay. Christmas-themed video game. Collect 24 of them on each level is psychotic. I don't know who was like, let's make sure that you have to collect a bunch of them in every level. What's a bunch? 24. Literally 3 times as many as Mario 64. Stomp. Weirdly out of the... Hello. I mean, you gotta come to that from the bridge, right? How else are you gonna do that? I'm not out here looking to lose all my gold. Someday I might need to spend all that gold. Or actually, I just need to accumulate foreign currencies for Poseidon is really the main crux of the video game, right? You remember Elf Bowling? Was that a Flash game? I feel like I remember that. Big Snolder, which is a snow boulder. Also, hi, Jakey. I somehow missed you appearing in chat. Hello. Rankin Bass was your childhood. This is the game for you. If you don't get it on Black Friday sale, it's $40 US. It's surprisingly good, though. I can't believe this already respawned. Some of the mechanics in this game are very confusing. Already has a 2-hour, 8-minute, 100% speedrun of this. That does seem quite quick. I don't know if they're using any kind of exploits in it, but like that sounds plausible if you already know where everything is. To run on special walls, try dashing at them and jump to get off them. Okay, also a bad sign that you need to put 2 tutorials in the level of the game that adds this new mechanic, because the first one is technically entirely missable. Like, not a great sign for the way you've designed the level. Just saying. Definitely a little bit of that Mario Odyssey quality that I love, where if you just, like, try hard and... Oh, wait a minute. This is a thing, too. I didn't find this in the Island of Misfit Toys. What is the button that lets me look at the... Okay, I found it. I found the button that lets me look at the snow globe, which is right stick in, and then you go to Mario Galaxy World. It's just Mario Galaxy. This time next year, Vasco speedruns Rudolph. I could probably be convinced to do that. I don't know that we would have a good time. I'm not sure which of us would have less of a good time. I mean, I'd probably have to, like, practice a bunch off screen to, like, actually do... I mean, I don't think I'd get, like, a world record one. I don't think I care enough for that. Okay. Okay. I think I did it. You have to record your speedrun with metrics. Yeah, I mean, I know enough about speedruns to know you have to show your splits and have some level of like continuity with the recording so that it's clear that you didn't edit and stuff like that. But to be clear, that's not what we're doing now, and we all know that, right? It's important to me that you know this. The path is blocked by a wall of ice. I saw a raccoon and a squirrel with some digging equipment. If you find them, maybe they can help. Hey, gang? Are we still playing Rudolph? Did I disassociate? Did something happen? Is everything okay? This elf is telling me that in order to get past this ice wall, I need to find a raccoon and a squirrel with some digging equipment, and I don't think I know what I'm doing with my life anymore. Alright, I guess I'll find a... Is this the bridge with the bell under it? No, I think it's that one over there. Yeah, it should be the next one. See, look, I already got 8 ornaments. I need 16 more ornaments to get 1 bell. That just doesn't seem right. That math is not mathing. Raccoons and squirrels have digging equipment. This is known. My bad. Are you trying to break the ice? Catch me again and I'll help you. Don't know what to say about that. Other than, it is known that squirrels have digging equipment. Everyone is, you're still out there, right, chat? This is happening? Well, that's just rude. Well, he's a fast squeaker, huh? It's probably a clever trick to this. I ain't got it. Boxes are tripping me up. Because I can't see what the heck's going on. Get up there. Oh, I gotta come from some other insane location. Alright, fine. Where did he even go? Okay, he's there. So I had to make it so the best route was for him to run into an object, and that stuns him, so I could sit on him. You're faster than you look. I hope you mean your face. You want to break the ice? That's not a problem for me. Find the way. Oh good, this is the way. I've been told I have to find that. Walk the dog at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Best of luck, Jakey. Please don't die. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come back here the long way. How does Rudolph wobble while standing still? Have you not seen animation before? They love doing that stuff. What's going on over here? Do I want to go over there? I don't think so. I can. Wait, does it take me... I really don't remember the part of the original film where Rudolph is looking for his parents and he has to enlist the help of Squirrel with digging equipment. Okay, hold on. Probably gonna die having retrieved this, but that's okay. Okay, we did it. We didn't die. Goal is to respawn because I got more than like 5 feet away from it. Like normally in games like this, collectibles like the gold like wouldn't keep respawning. You'd have to like play the level a bunch of times, but like you could theoretically just farm this single level for gold until you hit 9,999 or whatever. Oh, I see. Now that I solved the squirrel situation, he turned one of those ice blocks into a running... Boy, does anything look less natural or organic than these, like, reindeer running walls? They are not naturally occurring. Alright, looks like the raccoon is on the left. This was the room I found Squirrel in. So you're saying there's no moose, but raccoon, huh? Okay, if you say so. Still super weird how this turned into Prince of Persia halfway through. I mean, you say still weird as if we weren't still, like, actively in the middle of processing that for the first time. What's going on with this? Ah. I understand now. What an absolutely pointless interlude. Alright, I guess I'll try the stopwatch. Oh. I gotta say, that's not what I was expecting the stopwatch to do. Okay, that's bad, but on the bright side, I can get this while I'm here. This level has an annoying trait to it I'm not in love with, and that's not the camera. I mean, the camera just is like that. Hey, maybe if you could, like... Okay. But so, like, this is kind of like a... It's kind of a linear level in a particular sense, which is that, like, the actual physical layout of the level is it branches at a few points, but, like, it's not open the way the Island of Misfit Toys was, where you could just sort of roam freely. It's a lot of, like, long passageways and bridges and things like that. But then they, like, connect back on themselves in this way that, like, ends up feeling really redundant. Oh, if the camera wasn't so heinous, that would have been very doable. But so, like, if you complete one task, you often find yourself, like, back, like, 5% of the way into the level or something, and then you just have to, like, navigate the whole way again. It's really inelegant. Oh my god, the camera, guys, the camera? Can someone fix this? The camera? Look at me go. I'm on the sign. Oh my god, please kill me. Why? Hey. I mean, I'm honestly ready to let bygones be bygones with the abominable snowman already, and consider the camera the final boss, because good gravy. I mean, hot dog. Almost? Okay. Okay. Now all we have to do is create a big, huge loop to get back here, because I hadn't been emotionally or spiritually prepared for that weird roundabout that took me back to the start of the level with the stopwatch, because there was no path there. before I grabbed the stopwatch. It was all very confusing and quick. People in chat are talking about various places that mankind should not inhabit. Phoenix, Arizona has been mentioned. Does anyone have that great quote from King of the Hill? The show I'm not very well familiar with at all. But, like, there's a point where they, like, go to Phoenix, Arizona, and, like, Bobby Hill has, like, some, like, insane philosophical tantrum about, like, the hubris of man trying to settle in a place as hot as Phoenix, Arizona. That one got me really good. Now, why would I do that? No, I know the answer to that. Last time I ran out of time. But, and this is important, if you hit the dash and you're in midair, you plummet to the earth. The city should not exist. It is a monument to man's hubris. I thought there was more to it than that, but that does... I do feel like that summarizes the sentiment quite well. Guys, I found a unique way to almost die again. I gotta say, in the scheme of things, the objective design of this level seems perfectly fine. However, in the context of how extremely bad the camera is in specific types of circumstances, this level is kind of annoying because it's all designed around being situations where the camera is god-awful. And I feel like they had to know better than to think that was fine. What do you do with the golden nuggets? You buy more of Santa's lost sleigh bells. There are some squirrels who are hoarding them for some reason. Also, Demolition seemed very concerned with the notion that there's an achievement for getting 9,999 of them, and it's seeming like not physically possible to do. Boy, I was sure pretty close last time, all things considered, huh? And... oh no, they stick around if you do it. That's nice. It's arguably the same amount of backtracking, but it doesn't feel as bad. Now, why would I come this way? Because as it turns out, I can't jump 80 straight feet up. Alright, well, okay. Did that to myself. That's true. That's true enough. What do the squirrels want those nuggets for? I mean, Yukon Cornelius is obsessed with gold until he's obsessed with silver. Maybe that changes to some other thing by the end. I don't quite remember. It's actually probably been like 8 years since I've seen the Rudolph special. But suffice it to say, gold is established to be important, and we're trying to build a society in the the North Pole, Alaska pipeline or something. Do I still need... By the way, this squirrel, for example, is one I could spend some of my money on. But why do that when I can just hoard it? That's how you accumulate generational wealth, right? Am I doing it correctly? Have I taken the correct lesson away from the Rankin Bass Rudolph video game for the PlayStation 5 in 2025? That I'm meant to hoard gold and not spend it, and I don't know, I haven't actually found a way to, like, exploit the labor of others yet. Boy, another, like, spawning platform doohickey. Don't love my odds! I'm falling! Goodbye! That's true. The only time I've been best man at a wedding was when I was attending a wedding in Phoenix, Arizona. It was a wild time. How did I get here? Oh, it's fine. I understand. Hello, raccoon. The gift. I lost the squirrel's gift. Was it more mining tools? Doesn't hope that Rudolph only got his job due to nepotism. You're getting in the spirit now, Neko. I had 4 acorns, but they are gone. Can you help me find them? They should be nearby. I am sure of it. If you find them for me, I'll be forever thankful. There we go. We'll exploit the labor of this raccoon. He'll be our indentured servant. I think I understand Rudolph now. Maybe I should watch it again. Like I said, it's been a few years. Oh god, the camera. It should be nearby. I mean, one of them's gotta be here, yeah. Hey camera, hey camera, don't. This didn't seem like a place I could go. Boy, that's, god, the amount of momentum. Hi. Is that Dad? Oh, another reindeer with a red nose, quite rare. Say, would you race me? I love a friendly competition. Hey gang, what's happening here? It's pretty critical to the plot of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, such as it is, that he is the lone reindeer with a shiny red nose. I genuinely have no idea what's being suggested by this. Is he just face blind? He's like racist against reindeer? Alright, let's do it. We'll race in the cave. Sure, I guess. Maybe someone was trying to frame Rudolph for crimes back in Christmas Town. Pretty sure there's an achievement for doing a relatively small number of races. The races... Well, I was gonna say that to date they've been the easiest part of the game, but then spontaneously in the middle of the race, oh, I see. Wow, hey, can we talk about that? Okay, can we have a serious chat? I need you to focus up. I need to have a real conversation with you. I don't want sass, I want an honest answer. Does that seem like a normal turn to expect on the racetrack? Now, there's no mini-map like Mario Kart to show me the shape of the track, and that's fine, because there's never been a point in time where the track disappeared into the mists of Brigadoon before. So, like, I'm just trying to run a race, and they're like, just kidding, here is the abyss. Okay, no, everyone else thought that was weird? Okay, great. Honestly, I might still be able to win this race. That's how easy the races are. I'm gonna give it an honest-to-goodness shot. I am a little concerned about these blowers. Said no man ever. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm talking about fans or something. No one get mad. I actually may still be able to win this. They just don't seem to anticipate you being able to press the square button to dash basically non-stop. I'm not saying I have a good chance, but I'm saying that even after that, I definitely have wow. It does suck here a good bit. It's not a great place to be. Did that make a genuine thwomp noise? Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm actually too far behind now. But I might as well see what's up. Because I'm gonna have to run it again, you understand? It seemed like the game forgot to spawn the bouncy balls. I mean, I'm actually like I was actually just like barely behind him in the end, to be honest. Like, considering that I got dropped into the abyss by like a legitimately unfair like trick of level design, it's shocking how close that was in the end. What was that weird noise? Worse than Rainbow Road? Not worse than Rainbow Road, but like really bad. I mean, at least on Rainbow Road, like, you can see where the track is. This is definitely the hardest race course so far. It's actually a significant escalation from all previous races in terms of difficulty, which would have been fine if it weren't for the like basically instant lose death pit that the game tricks you into thinking is like totally cool and normal. So it's the next one? Yes, the next one. The big stalactite is the big gotcha moment. And now if I don't get like totally bowled over by snowballs, I probably can't lose. But it is worth noting that that is a possibility because it's actually a pretty tricky course with the giant snowball obstacles. The snoulders. He is actually also a reasonable amount faster, I think, than previous opponents. I think, comparatively, I would have gained more ground on the others. This is a tricky spot because it's so narrow. And that's just really hard to avoid. Maybe the bouncy balls will actually spawn this time because I'm not extremely far behind. They still only, like, barely did, though, to be honest. Even now, I actually have gained a good amount of ground on him. Yeah, if it weren't for the big, like, screw you drop-off, like, I would not have considered that particularly difficult. This is mimicking the penguin race from Mario 64. Isn't that all sliding? Like, it's all, like, ice physics and you don't have a lot of control over that? Or am I thinking of a different thing? I can't believe it. I was defeated. I've been training in these caves for ages. Where did you see another reindeer with a... I have so many questions for Vixen. You are really good. I bet you could lead Santa's sleigh one day. I have good news for you, buddy. I've seen this one before. Let's train together again in the future. I think we're in a comma with Vixen. Is that something? Can I, like, go in the cave? No, it's a fake cave. I hadn't commented on it. I like the music here. Feels appropriate for the weather. I'm gonna need to get around there, huh? That one above me is also... How would I get up on that one, though? How would I do that? Because I can't jump that high. As evidenced earlier from when I tried to do that and couldn't.
His real name is Yoneharu Enda. He's a comedian.
Wall jump? If I don't have a second wall to jump off of, I don't think I get enough. Like, I could try that, but it doesn't look like you get enough height for that.
Maker of worlds and breather of life.
It's really good of me to just, like, not do a good job. That's how you get the job done. Yeah, that doesn't look like extremely doable, especially in the amount of time allotted. What are we trying to guess, by the way? Are we trying to guess who is currently leading the sleigh with our dad missing and Vixen lost in a cave?
Did somebody say birthday?
I don't think I understand. This game did start with Rudolph's birthday, as we know.
Ole!
I think I'm too stupid to have any ideas. Wall jump was a good idea, but I don't think it's enough to do the trick. Does it seem to anyone else like I'm missing something? Like, part of the issue is, like, this being positioned here makes it hard to do a wall jump. Like, it goes too low to be able to jump off that wall, like, straight onto there. But I also can't, like, jump off the wall and just sort of soar across because it's in the way. Why does the top shelf keep disappearing? That is because it is a timed event where I hit that switch and green platforms appear that, like, fall if you step on them at all. So, like, I'm supposed to do it really quickly, which is part of why, like, basic wall jump does not seem sufficient. Oh, that's almost Mario Odyssey doable. That poor nugget. It knows what it did. Should have been shaped like a dinosaur made out of chicken. What are you talking about? By the way, Chad, if you're really good, I have a surprise at the end of the stream. It's courtesy of my mom from, like, circa a week ago. They don't give you enough mechanics to do what you need. I don't think they give you enough mechanics to reliably do what you need. This game does have a very brute forcible sort of attitude to it, as demonstrated by that. What constitutes good behavior from chat? Well, that's a really good question. Also, do you like my snow saxophone? It kind of just became a gourd over time. Don't worry about it. Basically, just don't be awful and be here, I guess, is all that's really required. Where's that last acorn, by the way? Has to be nearby. That's how this game mechanic works. Cheeky. We drawing a wiener in the snow? I mean, last week someone asked if it was possible to do such a thing, and I said I wasn't going to. And that's all I have to say about that. It's too childish, really. Got new ones today, fresh for tomorrow. That's good in a sense that I almost replaced them when I went to the grocery store earlier, and I was like, that's probably unnecessary, even though I didn't show them off on stream when they were new. That was you. Yeah, I remember who it was. I'm just saying I wasn't going to dignify that with a response. That's all I'm saying. Holy God. Hello? What? Gang? Hold on. Okay, alright, hold on. I mean, you all saw that too, right? That was unexpected. Okay, all I wanted was to catch a little bit of updraft and go like 50 feet in that direction to get that one bell. And then I went to the moon. Okay, hold on. Almost fell into the abyss, but then to the moon. Okay, hold on, hold on. Ride the wind. I feel like they gave way too much wind power. I don't think that is the intended like, result of that interaction. You're making a lot of clumping noises. Where are we dropping? Okay, so I can't realistically make it across there the traditional way. Alright, that's one way to do it. So, I think I can't quite reach that, but it has to be reachable. So either I can reach it and it sucks, or I'm supposed to shoot the moon and glide all the way over there. I mean, someone specifically requested do more of that when it came to shooting into the sky, so we'll give that a run or two. Oh, didn't mean to be here, but that's okay. Ooh, you know what? I don't actually think that is doable. Because once gravity catches up to you, it does catch up hard. Boy, camera hates all things. I don't think it's feasible to, like, jump over the wind there. And yet, why would the big tower be there? Maybe that's worth trying. I still have no idea where 4th acorn is. It should really be, like, here. Is it on, like, a tricky Skylanders drop ledge or something? Man, that game loved that crap. Oh, the camera. Someone is messaging someone in some capacity in which I am included. I don't know what it is. I have 3. Is that enough? Wait, is it actually just like in his house? That would be dumb. It will not surprise anyone that the camera inside the raccoon's house is bad. There's an invisible wind there, huh? Into the abyss! Oh, maybe? I think? Oh, that's weird. So as long as I'm high enough, it doesn't, like, blast me as far in the other direction. I can just go down here. This is where the last acorn is? That's not close at all. Found them all. Come back here. No, just like an ornament. It was really hard to get over here. Stop talking to me. Okay, I did it. I probably don't ever have to come here again. Oh, that one was full of gold. This way. Oh, my grievance. Jakey says, just got an email saying setting up autopay will give me a 0.25% discount on interest on my financial aid loans. Like, why is a good response to that? I mean, is there a reason you don't want to do autopay? Because any amount of reduction on interest rate sounds great. Says guy with mortgage. Oh, thank you. Take this for your trouble. Is it digging equipment? Well, no, but like I need you to solve the puzzle, Pat say Jack. Now what can I do for you? Open the way to the abominable snow monster's cave? Gulp. Well, I'll trust you. Be careful. Come back if you need anything else. It's strongly implied that when I was looking directly at him, the raccoon ran over there and solved the problem. Now, stop asking questions, chat. Did I somehow reset the squirrel? Why is he here again? No, I didn't. The game is just confused. It's fine. Okay, so... hang on, there's like a good map in this game. So this is all the crap I just did over here. And it's like, it was like a hot second ago. This is the start of the level. Don't know how to get beyond Stump Stomp. I'm just gonna follow the plot, I think. But I've gotten turned around. The plot is this way, the plot is this way. Echo says, to be fair, I'm confused as well. It's not just the game. I suppose that's fair. The game is so confused about this. It's fine. Nobody panic. That is so unbelievably rude. Why are there so many, like, instant death drops at this particular level? It's a choice. It's a choice you could make if you had to. I thought I hit the checkpoint, but I clearly didn't. hit the checkpoint. Well, here's my problem. The checkpoint I thought I remember being here is in a completely separate part of the level. Hey, now that I died, do you have a better grasp on the level? Nah. Nope. That's fine. Squirrel and Raccoon. I feel like this guy just doesn't remember Rocky and Bullwinkle correctly, if I can, like, keep it real with you. Oh my god, I definitely hit X to glide. Oh my god. Well, I solved the puzzle, which is just fall slightly to another direction and then you're massively inconvenienced instead of dying. Which I guess is an improvement? I mean, it's arguably an improvement in real life, so I suppose I should take it in the video game. If I die enough times, the game will just, like, keep spawning money, and then I'll become rich. Richie rich. What were we doing? Oh my god. These wall jump things are being real bad. Getting conflicting reports from chat on whether the best strategy is instantly die or massive inconvenience. And honestly, I get it. It's a struggle to know sometimes. Times are tough here in 2025. I say things like this because I aspire someday to have someone like watch Vasco plays Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the PlayStation 5 in like 2048 and not have to have lived through this year and been like, why is it that 2025 was so bad? And then I want them to do their own research rather than me just like, oh my god, stop it, just stop it. I swear to god, that's like the third time I've pressed double jump to glide to the end because the wall run doesn't actually land on anything, and instead of doing that, he just jumps and soars into the abyss. I definitely have to say that, like, while I do, to this point, maintain that for the most part, the game mechanics feel very responsive. This late edition of the wall run does not feel fully thought through. I'm gonna try something. Maybe I'm... No, it doesn't... This one, you can't land on that, can you? It doesn't look like you can land on that. Good enough! I hope I can accomplish whatever I need to accomplish here in one go and never have to come back. You know what? That is on me. I thought that the curvature of the straight line of gold nuggets was indicating that I should dive and that it would be safe from wherever I was picking up a gold nugget. And it turns out, no. Nah. Risk at Mountain Wall. See, I remember the game of Risk playing out differently. Lots of tiny cannons. You know what? That's on me for being a little impatient. I probably could have glided all the way there, but that was a real tedious expenditure. I'm not sure I'm actually accumulating much gold because this level has like an absolute fork-ton number of ways to die. Just like a staggering... Okay, that one... I don't think I take responsibility for that one. I take responsibility for staying there long enough to get hit by that boulder. I don't think I take responsibility for the absolute cartoon shenanigans that ensued from being hit from the boulder and then, like, launching 10,000 feet at, like, warp 2 in the opposite direction from being hit one time. That, I think, was an unexpected and perhaps unintended consequence of... I don't know what is going on. Because she appreciates the cartoon bonk noises from being hit by a boulder. You know what? I appreciate the appreciation. I respect it. It's just an awful lot of boulders, huh? Tiger says, I've never played Risk, but I think Warhammer is basically Risk with a lot of extra steps. I mean, I think it's enough extra steps that at a certain point that loses meaning. Like, everything is basically Risk with that many extra steps at a certain point. Like, this is definitely Risk with extra steps if we're going to say that Warhammer is. Please? Oh, I'm going to get bonked. I didn't get bonked! No, I'm going to get bonked again. I'm kind of fast and furious, huh? Dom What's-His-Face would be proud. Okay, the summit. That sounds good. Hey, does this video game tell me how many bells there are? I'm only missing 4. That's interesting. I would have guessed more than that. But wait, what the heck? How do you end this level? Also, there's one of those bells I've mentioned previously. Oh, did I fall? No. It sure looked like I did, though. Okay. Well, I could try to run my way back across, but frankly that sucks and I hate it. Just take a look at the map real quick. You think there are any more bells over here? Before I, like, try going back? I also, like, forgot that, like, fast travel exists. Although it wouldn't help me get up here because you have to activate the save point first. Well, I can fast travel back here, so I guess it's not a huge deal if I just fall down here to not have to do the wall run back. Zacko says he's probably spent upwards of $1,000 on little plastic spacemen. Those are rookie numbers, brother. Any idea how much money I've spent on magic cards in my life? Because I don't. I know for sure it's more than that. And that's because, like, during the pandemic, I spent, like, $300 on a fancy Liliana as a treat because I had been good. And I didn't have a break from work the way everyone else did. I had to deal with all the stress of the pandemic and work full time. Which was its own kind of blessing, but also was really stressful. Missed out on a lot of that, like, bonding people did of, like, making sourdough starters and insane things. So I was like, you know what? With these stupid stimulus checks, I'm gonna buy myself a really nice horny Liliana. That's right, I got the horny Liliana. Because that's what the nice art is the horny one. Oh, that's right, this stupid place. That's how I get up. I'm dumb. Oh, you see that? One shot. There's other types. I mean, like, the expensive version of various expensive cards work differently. Sometimes they're simply the rarest. Sometimes they're, like, the most awesome. When it comes to Liliana Vess, it's definitely the horny one. Because, well, specifically the card is, what is that one called? Why am I blanking on it? It's the 3-mana one. It was, like, big and modern. It's not Death's Majesty. It's not... There's one called like Life's End or something that's not very popular. Wait, what is... Now it's gonna bother me. There's like a particular one that was like expensive because it was like good in a couple of like slightly lesser played formats, but like cards used to rotate less often until Wizards of the Coast made several decisions I don't agree with, and now I have lots of questions and concerns about how we run the game. And like, yeah, just the art is like her in like a super sexy dress, like striking a not even particularly menacing pose, even though like her character is like super threatening. She's sort of like, look at me, bonk. Used to play the physical Pokemon TCG. I did like way back in the day. I played a little bit digitally since my sister started designing the game, but I have to be honest, and I want to be super clear about this. This is nothing to do with any of the creative decisions that she's made, because everything I know of that she's done for the Pokemon TCG Live app has legitimately, and not Shilling and not her brother, like legitimately have vastly improved the experience of that game. But like, much like Yu-Gi-Oh, I feel like the core game of what Pokemon TCG is so different from what I value from that experience that I find myself being more frustrated than not trying to play the actual card game itself. Like, literally, I hadn't played for a while, and then, like, last Sunday, I was like, you know what, I should see, like, what's going on. My sister works on this game. I love her very much. And I played 3 games in a row, got killed on turn 1, and was like, you know what? I'm not gonna play this game anymore. Let's not go to Camelot. Okay, got the red ornament. There's a bell over there. Is there something I need from, like, this snow volcanic peak or whatever? I think that's entirely fair, Devilish. Devilish says, as good as her work is, the games themselves aren't my style. And that's the thing about games in general, right? Like, they're like so many other forms of art. They just definitely don't necessarily appeal to everyone. Like, there are absolutely games that I have a ton of respect for and, like, have no interest in playing. Like, I've talked a lot about how I like watching, like, retrospectives and Let's Plays and things of, like, horror games. And I absolutely hate the horror games to play. I just, like, very few of them have an experience that I think is interesting or worthwhile when compared to, like, what I appreciate from a video game experience. How do you end this level? At least the Island of Misfit Toys, I understood what I was supposed to do and just was physically incapable of it. Wait, there's a mysterious green button over here? How long has that been here? Did you see the Game Awards? No, I didn't. But I saw that Expedition 33 won, like, basically everything. Ooh. Oh, look at that. I didn't think I had all the ornaments. But yeah, I mean, my sister's done, like, a lot of great stuff for Pokemon TCG Live. She, like, incorporated music and, like, limited time events and, like, all sorts of cool stuff. She's, like, added functionality to, like, the, like, super janky, like, collection UI that used to be, like, basically unusable. And she did great stuff for Marvel Strike Force, too, when she was working on it, because I played for, like, a year and saw, like, the influence of probably all, or nearly all, of the things she worked on while she was there. And, like, they all definitely improved that game that, like, ultimately suffered for, like, its design philosophy and, like, choices that, like, only were, like, exclusively focused on trying to get people to spend as much money as possible. I get it's a business model, but, like, the quality of the experience should definitely factor in there somewhere, and it was not. Yeah, that summer Deadpool event was sick. That was really good. That was probably my favorite from that period, too. Hey, Katie, thank you for the 100-month resub. That's crazy. Back in my day, we didn't have fancy TV remotes. We had to use knobs. Hang on. Nicola likes his pun, or Cadius likes his puns. I'm not processing this. We didn't have fancy TV remotes. We had to use knobs. Is that just an honest to goodness observation, Alcadius? I had knob TVs as well. Why would I do this? Hey, wait, hang on. Show me the maybe fast travel somewhere where I'm not plummeting to my death in a pit. Any knowers how I get the heck out of this level? How do I beat this level? She says, listen, I spent $300 on Marvel Strike Force just to prove a point that it does not, in fact, make the game better. It does. Well, here's the thing, and this is broadly true, I think, of, like, a significant, I'm not sure if it's quite the majority, but, like, a clearly significant portion of the, like, game-as-service industry, like, live service games that span a long enough period of time, is that, like, at a certain point... Wow, another weird example, by the way, of, like, you can see an imprint in the snow on the top of that building that represents the place where the save point is. Some weird shenanigans with the snow trails. But, like, live service games that last long enough will start to, like, adjust their business and gameplay models in a way that almost always seems to end up with, the game, like, making not playing the game a reward. So, like, the things you're incentivized to do at, like, the highest level of play are to, like, play the game less. But, like, that obviously doesn't make any sense. Like, if you wanted to spend less time playing the game, do something else. Read a book, find a new game, watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer by Rankin. Like, there's so many things in this world you could do. You could, like, learn an actual useful hobby, something I have no experience doing. You could look up whatever the name of that Liliana is that I'm definitely not going to remember until the stream is over. You know, the horny one. The horny Liliana? I genuinely, honest to God, have no idea how to end this level. And that has not yet happened in this game. How many bells am I missing? One? It appears to be one. What are the ones around it? That's weird. They're both pretty close to the start of the level. They're not all the horny Liliana? There's a valid argument to be made that says yes, but, like, okay, hang on. Now I feel like I need to prove this point to Zacula. I want Scryfall, probably. Advanced search. Typeline. Planeswalker. Liliana. Search. What's the one? Help me out. Liliana of the Veil. Okay. So, I'm going to send you 2 links, chat. This is all of the Lilianas, and I'm going to find you the specific art of the one I spent too much money on. It is the... Yeah, this one. Now, all I'm saying is that there's a difference between the two. There's Liliana of the Veil, and then there's Liliana of the Veil. Okay, so why don't I warp to the area that seems like it's where the last bell is? And then when I have it, I'm not saying that none of the other Lilianas are horny. Most of the Lilianas are horny. There's, like, one where she's, like, pretending to be a school teacher so that someone who's trying to assassinate her doesn't kill her in the story. And, like, I would argue that that one's not particularly sexy, and a few of the others are kind of just, like, generic fantasy, but, like, because of the nature of Liliana's character design, they're all pretty horny. But, like, again, look at Liliana of the Veil. What's that stupid meme about, like, men writing, like, women who are supposed to be attractive, and it's just, like, literally, like, naming body parts? It's like, that's what the art direction for, like, Liliana of the Veil is. That's what I'm saying. Didn't she die, though? Nah, she's still alive. She's not actually one of my favorite Magic the Gathering characters, so they didn't kill her off. If I get really attached to them, they kill them off almost every time. They do it by at least technicality. They did kill off Elspeth for a while, but she got better. Sort of. And kind of the same thing happened to a Johnny. But they killed off Venser after he got just like one Planeswalker card, and he ruled. Loved him. Yeah, chat knows what I'm talking about. Like, Liliana breasts her boobs boobily. Exactly. That was the art direction for this card. I've also made the mistake of, like, sending these links to my mom in chat who's like, yes, I see that you bought the horny Liliana Magic card. Listen, it's just, like, that card was already in my deck and I was trying to get the nice versions of arts. I have one deck that I spend a lot of money to specifically get the really nice versions of art for all the cards in it. She happens to be in that deck. I got the super horny one. End of story. It's an axolotl MTG monster thing. There is. I don't remember what it's called. They made a big deal when it came out. It wasn't that long ago. Anyone have any idea what I'm supposed to be doing? I honest to God have no idea. Oh, wait. Do I have to... I guess I could buy, like, one of these? This is probably the last bell, technically speaking. If you played Magic, you'd get the Doctor Who ones. The Doctor Who cards were really good. I was a big fan of that set. I got all of the decks from it, and I kept those decks together. Normally, I'll, like, repurpose the most useful cards that fit into my other decks. Those ones, I was like, nah, I want to keep the Doctor Who decks together. I really like them. Okay, so I'm assuming that buying a belt from this store is the last one on the map. But here's the thing is I don't actually think that, like, getting the last bell ends the level. Oh, there is like a to-do list, right? Okay, so here's the problem. I think the fact that the game is confused about the raccoon and the squirrel might actually be a problem, but I'm gonna try something. Other map. So I'm gonna go... Oh. I think I've ruined chat. I think I spent too much time talking about that horny Magic card. They whipped around that corner. So I think what the game wants me to do is to, like, try to... And I'm not sure if it will be obvious to you why this feels a little annoying to me. But when we raced Vixen earlier in that cave, I tried to go in the cave and it was like, lol, solid wall, idiot. Not a real cave, you can't go in it, dumb. I think I'm supposed to do exactly the same thing here and expect a different result. But I think it is entirely possible that because the game got confused at some point and thinks that I, like, didn't do Squirrel or Raccoon, this might not work. Like, this is definitely broken. Like, the game, like, auto-saved when I got close to it. Like, I'm really pretty sure this is supposed to work. So I think I have to redo Squirrel and Raccoon. Chat is so cool and normal. I'm pretty sure I ruined it. Okay, so, let's, okay. Oh, there isn't a shortcut over to the squirrel, huh? That's bad. Okay, I guess. So, I should be clear about this. I feel like I was pretty good about being vocal and taking responsibility for being bad and wasting time at the Island of Misfit Toys. I think this whole level is just trolling me. Oh, no, okay, so it remembers Raccoon even though it's not crossed off the to-do list, which is troubling in its own way. Normally these get, like, checked off, don't they? Push it. Is it possible I need to, like, reload the level or something? Like, I guess it's possible there's a bug. I mean, obviously, like, something is not working as seems to be intended. And I think reload is our best option. It's not great, and I'm concerned that it'll still make me redo everything, but, like, I think I should be able to advance, and I can't. So let's go to world map. I believe we have every bell in the whole zone. So at worst, we just have to repeat those tasks. Uh-huh. I don't know what the marker for find the way is. Does anyone remember? Because we got that flag before, right? Does anyone remember what caused the game to, like, know that we had done that? Can I trouble someone to just check and see if there's any known information on how to do this? If it's like a known resolvable bug? Because I literally don't think I could do anything else. We sure aren't jumping the correct height. I mean, part of the issue now is that now that I've reloaded the level... Okay, no, wait, hold on. I think I understand. I might understand. I might have got it. Take me... God, there should... Whatever, it's fine. I took another trip to the Christmas market, Neko. Anything particularly exciting become discovered today? That's a terrible sentence. Fancy cheese? Fancy cheese is pretty good. I could talk to this idiot? Nope, wrong idiot. Next idiot. This idiot. Hello. Paths are blocked by a wall of ice. I saw a raccoon and squirrel. So now, if I go back to that place I just was, now Squirrel is there? Yes, he is. Why did... Okay. I don't think I appreciated how deeply confusing this interaction is, right? So, you talk to the guy, and he's like, find a way forward. There's a squirrel and raccoon. So you go down the path that leads to the squirrel, and then you bonk the squirrel. And he's like, oh my god, if you catch me again, I'll do you a solid. But when he says that, he kicks you back out to the start of the path that leads to him, which doesn't make any sense. Like, why does he, like, warp you back there? Like, why do you consent to just, like, follow him really far away to where you have to catch him, ultimately? That count? I thought I had to bonk him. I had to touch him? It's way easier. Okay, squirrel down. I think. He's just repeating dialogue. Okay. Okay. Now I must... Raccoon. Raccoon. Where was Raccoon? Yeah, toward the big zoom wind. Okay, I mean, now the game is in a state where it believes that both Squirrel and Raccoon have been handled. Yes? So if I go back the way I came, and then I cross that godforsaken wall... I mean, do you acknowledge that I have found the way? I think I'm... It's possible that I have rendered this game unbeatable. I'm not certain of this, but it is starting to feel as though this is an irrecoverable game state. I mean, I could try, like, a harder reset, like power cycling the console, or even just, like, turning the game fully off or something, but, like, this shouldn't be that hard is kind of the problem. Don't bonk me, bro. That time it worked for some inexplicable reason. I maintain that I did nothing wrong. I know sometimes I get petulant and try to blame the games for things that are at least partially my fault. I really don't think I did anything wrong. I, like, literally completed every task in the level and couldn't leave. Reindeer has a lot of mountain goat skills. It sure does. I think it's another boss fight.
Mom! Pa! You're okay!
Also, a third unnamed Lithomancer deer.
Rudolph? Is that you?
Did our parents form a throuple while we were gone?
Hurry! We need to get them out before the monster comes back.
There's something I really like about that screen composition that made it look like we were playing like a JRPG. Is there like a bell? Oh, this is not a... Guys, this one isn't a chase. It's like a... This one's a boss fight. Oh, hang on. It is also a chase, maybe. It's possible I don't know what's going on. Also, fixed camera mode is in effect. Why did he hold that over his head? Oh, okay. If you try to get close to him, he just swings in your general direction and you receive damage. Not entirely sure that's how that works, but okay. Pluribus. Rudolph, our feelings for you haven't changed, but we just need some space right now. I assume we have a non-zero number of Pluribus enjoyers in chat. Is this an approach or a flee situation? Flee situation. something restored my health. Something I've never seen the video game do before. Can I have my platform back? Thank you. I love the way that worked. Well, I've seen worse boss fights than this, but I can't say that this is a particularly fulfilling or interesting boss fight. If his parents are just swingers. I mean, I'd like to think that if that were the case, there'd be another reindeer. Dude, that incredible flex by Clarice to, like, stand by Rudolph and scare off the abominable snowman.
Oh boy, yep, that too.
See, I'm torn, because, like, last week I thought, like, whoever made this game, like, appreciated Clarice enough to try and make sure she got more screen time in this game. But cut my mom's favorite part, although there have been no other musical numbers to this point, but my mom loves There's Always Tomorrow, which is, like, Clarice's, like, most important, iconic scene, really. But, like, truly, like, an insane flex, because, like, Rudolph did not physically assault the snowman to the degree that this game suggests that we do in the boss fights. And then, like, not Yukon Cornelius with his relative bulk and pickaxe as arguable weapon, but the hair bow wearing female reindeer's like, I'm gonna take this guy on.
Don't let this big blowhard scare you anymore. He's nothing but a furball now.
Evil dentistry.
He's nothing without his choppers. Let me at him.
Shouldn't that be chompers? Since Hermie took out his teeth with his evil dentistry, isn't chompers the correct word for that sentence? You're not wrong, Chad. He definitely still has enormous sized end claws. I mean, he didn't use his teeth to attack me before.
Trapped, aren't ya? Well, there's nowhere you can escape from Yukon Cornelius now!
Honestly, this cutscene is making me feel like we're the baddies.
Yukon! No! He's gone! Oh, he's gone! Why would he risk so much? Why?
I don't know.
Blood feud,
He was
Clarice.
a good friend, and now he will never find the gold he so badly wanted.
Kids, I'm very sorry for the loss of your friend, but we should go back home. It isn't
I gotta
safe
tell
here.
you, sometimes you make some minor adjustments for the sake of, you know, forming an intellectual property into a streamlined video game, and it really doesn't make that big a difference. And sometimes you do it and it feels insane. Kids, I'm very sorry for the loss of your friends, but we should go. Can't we just ignore this? Cornelius straight up has a gun in his belt. I can't say I've ever noticed that, but that does sound likely.
Losing a friend is a really hard thing to go through.
But we're
Donna
going
was
to
right,
move past that
and they
now.
all decided that the best thing to do was to go back to Christmas Town.
Losing a friend is a really hard thing to go through, but mourning is super easy, barely an inconvenience. What's happening in the upper right background? Oh my god! This is the craziest trophy I've ever seen in my life! We lost a friend! Doodly-doo-doo-doo-doo. What's happening? Gang, chat, crew, fam. Am I okay? Is this the best trophy? I don't know. Something was really janky last week, because, like, there was, like, a trophy for, like, beating the first boss that it said only 30% of players had, but somehow 50% of people witnessed the death of Yukon Cornelius. Santa's Castle and other extremely normal things.
So they make it back, and when everybody hears their story,
Yada yada yada.
they start
The
to
lobster
realize
bisque.
maybe they were a little hard on the misfits. Maybe misfits have a place too. Even Santa realizes that maybe he was wrong.
Rudolph, I promise, as soon as this storm lets up, I'll find homes for all those misfit toys.
Thanks, Santa, sir. They're all good toys. They just need to
I don't know,
find a
man. Who
boy
wants to
or
play with
girl that
Charlie in a
loves
box?
them.
Am I right?
And Hermie, you can open a dentist office next week after Christmas.
Well, as we know, that the 4 food groups are candy, candy corn, candy canes, and syrup. So I assume that these elves need a lot of dentistry. I'm pretty sure though, like when I was a kid, maybe in like middle school or high school or something, I think they did like a release of like plush toys of like Island of Misfit toys. And I was super excited to get somewhere. I'm pretty sure we still have plush train with square wheels. Love that guy. Big fan. Can't be Santa, he has no hat. It is an interesting choice, right? Y'all heard of Welsh Santa? I don't think so. I don't think I know Welsh Santa. Someone remind me what country has it's been in like 2 Hallmark movies, but there's like one where like what's his name? Like Rumsnickel is like some trickster guy who shows up around Christmas. I don't think he's their version of Santa though. He's like a pre-Christmas guy. I don't remember exactly what happens.
Oh boy, I'm going to have a full agenda. I'll start booking appointments for Wednesday at 4:30 sharp. Who wants to go first?
I really like that he doesn't specify AM or PM, and they both kind of seem insane. From to book his first dentistry appointment, like before sunrise, just feels like way too ambitious. Whereas 4:30 in the afternoon is the opposite. It's not ambitious enough.
Open up! It isn't a fit night out for man nor beast! Here's the man, and here's the beast!
Why did Santa's castle have
Now
a door
calm
big
down,
enough for the
calm
abominable
down.
snowman precisely?
I've reformed this Bumble. He wants a job!
You know, I was kind of joking before, but there really is a capitalist agenda here, right? Like, Herbie finds value in starting his own business. It's like a local business owner. And then Yukon Cornelius reforms the abominable snowman to the point that he wants to join society and get a job. I'm just saying. It's not night. I mean, I think it's actually meant to be implied that it's night, but it's actually snowing so hard that it just looks bright out. But in video game terms, it's just lazy, to be honest.
But you went over the side of the cliff.
Didn't I ever tell you about Bumbles? Bumbles bounce!
Seems like something you could have mentioned earlier. By the way, I've only just noticed. I think it was showing when Rudolph's portrait was saying dialogue at the bottom. It was showing him with the little stubby antlers that he has for most or all of the movie, I think. Certainly, like when he's a kid and all the reindeer games things happen or whatever. But like, I think for the majority of the game, he's had like full adult antlers, which is kind of weird. All right, apparently new level. Friends, we need your help to get ready for Christmas. I'll update your... Santa updated our quest list! Best Christmas ever! Once you're done with those errands, come and see me again. I'll be on the second floor. Now go, Christmas is coming. Prepare for Christmas, look for the star, prepare the band. Proof of courage. Usually I just get a proof of purchase. Sleigh problem, staircase to the top. Interesting. Sup, buddy?
Ooh!
Ooh, Bumble, what's wrong? I think that was the perfect line read. No notes.
Huh?
What's he saying?
Marsh!
He says hello.
Uh,
Go!
Says he wants to find the Christmas tree stuff. They've really captured the essence of Yukon Cornelius, but for the purpose of just giving him a few throwaway voice lines of dialogue to summarize what it is he's saying, not particularly close. He wants to find the Christmas tree star, but has no idea where it might be. Also said he's sorry for all the trouble and the boss fights. Just extremely embarrassing to have overshot that. That was less embarrassing, but just more a testament to, like, gaming is not amazing in this game. It's not terrible, but it's not, like, extremely good.
Did someone say birthday?
Hold on. Ah, embarrassing. Dagger says he's got to leave early tonight. I can't imagine why. Anyway.
Ole!
This, like, throwing at targets thing is like barely at all in this game. Its presence is confusing to me. I got a drum! Man, the stakes have really gone down on these Legends of Zelda over time, huh? It says that she was not convinced it's actually someone's birthday every week. Well, it doesn't actually have to be someone's birthday. So we just say birthday is kind of part of the point. But Zacula is just convinced everyone that they should spend their channel points playing the song at random intervals, and that's just fine. You there, come here a sec. I'm fixing Santa's sleigh so that it's ready for takeoff. I'm almost done with it, but I need my tools. I think they're in the tool shed outside. Can you please get them for me? No. So sorry, no. I'm guessing there is not a lot of gold in this level. Maybe there's like a whole lot outside that I haven't witnessed. Oh, Herbie, just the elf I was looking for. Santa's on the second floor by the dining table. Please ask him if he needs anything. I just want to make sure we're all set and ready. Wow, this is a bouncy lady. Very bouncy. We're in quite the predicament. We can't find our instruments. We can't play without them. How can we bring the Christmas spirit with no Christmas music? The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Does that answer your question? Yeah, I'll find the instruments. I'm kind of working on it already. Remember, there's 5, and you can find them in any order. That's good, because I already have drums, and if there was a specific order, that could be a problem. Alright, I guess I'm going outside now. I have a tendency to forget how heavily influenced by the visual design in Rudolph the costumes from Elf are. It's like very apparent if you look at them next to each other, but I just don't think about it. Indeed, we already have a Holly Jolly Christmas playing in the background, so I'm not sure what the band is gonna do. But Holly Jolly Christmas is a good one. Not mad about that. Still gonna be 24 ornaments in this ridiculous level. Get that stump goodness in me. They've done an interesting job. Not necessarily a good or a bad job, but an interesting job trying to determine how high platforms should be. They often put them, like, just out of reach, whether vertically or horizontally. I feel like I gotta come back to that. It's not really working. Ah, an ornament. Ooh, a piece of candy. Hey, I think there are only 2 streams left in the year. I was thinking, originally, I was expecting to stream both nights next week, but then I actually thought about the logistics of the fact that next Sunday is my sister's birthday, and she has already expressed interest in spending the day at Disney World, which will probably mean a relatively early start. So it doesn't seem like a great idea for me to, like, stream until 1 in the morning, then, like, navigate everything that entails. Is that a screwdriver? Alright, I found some tools. So I think the reality is, like, this stream tomorrow night and then next Friday. So that being the case, anyone have particular things they're hoping to get for Christmas this year? Assuming everyone in my chat has been on the nice list. Hey, race against me? Prancer? Sure, let's race Prancer. Let's get this done. Nothing for you, no, you got what you wanted. Was what you wanted a buxom Liliana of the Veil Magic the Gathering card? Full art foil box topper edition? They're probably not as expensive as they used to be, but I think they're still pretty expensive. It's a short course, huh? It was way easier than the last one by such a ridiculous margin, it's a little insulting. Okay, I believe that's the last race in the game, because I was skimming over the trophies on the trophy list after last week's stream. And I think 4 is the number that you get a trophy for, and I assume that's all of them. The headphones. Oh, I do remember you mentioning the headphones. You got those early then, huh? Hope for the future is all I've asked for this year, and a job. I mean, those are both good things. Hope for the future is hard to come by in 2025. In this economy? Same with the job. Best of luck on that. One of the only things that is comparable to the suffering of trying to find a job when you don't have one is trying to date. I feel like the job interview process and the first date process, from my personal experience, are nearly equally excruciating. Cheryl isn't streaming next weekend. That should be true. I find it hard to imagine a scenario in which she would be streaming next Sunday. I got a bell. I have no idea how many bells are in this level. I should maybe take a look at that. One, two. Nope, I can't scroll through the ones I don't have, so it just looks insane. I'm sorry, there's a roof. Now, hang on. Now, hold, please. How is there a rooftop map? Looking at that, there's no shot there's a map up there. Also, still, like, really unclear how I would get up to this thing. Highest point is that Sproinger, which seems like it is calculated such that it can't get to where I need it to go. Anything interesting over here? No, decidedly no. Okay. Giving up on dating. The collected enough trauma, thanks. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say I've given up, but I'm also not, like, actively trying. But, like, there's also just, like, a lot going on this time of year. I legitimately think that, like, a goal of mine for next year would be to, like, get into a position where I, like, actually feel like I can start dating again. But, like, it's gonna be hard. It's not great. I mean, I think the truth of the matter is, while it's really tempting to ascribe all manner of nonsense to the difficulty of dating, for me, I think the thing is that I just, like, haven't found... Like, this sounds, like, hopelessly cliche, and I'm aware of that, but I promise, like, I mean this with sincerity. Like, I don't think that for me, I have found anything close to the right person. Like, the only people I feel like I've met who felt like they were compatible with me were people who were, like, already had some sort of, like, long-term relationship that I think invariably has, like, led to marriage for that person, which is great for them. But, like, all the single people I've, like, ever met are just in some way or other, like, not a good match for me at all. I do not know how to do this. I'm too stupid for this. But so, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of the dating experiences I've had are just, like, insufferable people who, like, I don't find interesting and, like, treat me like garbage. And so, like, obviously that whole experience sucks. How do you think you get up to the second floor of this place? They've mentioned it a couple times, and apparently there's a rooftop map. Am I just too stupid for Santa's workshop, like, in general? Diamond stairs in here? Mystery says, I don't think Central Florida is the right place for you for dating, but just a guess. I think that's genuinely too bleak an opinion. Like, I think I get what you're subtexting there, Mystery. But, like, in some ways, you could argue it might even be easier. Because, like, do you not think that there's, like, a non-zero amount of women in Central Florida who, like, also aren't looking for the exact stereotype you're assuming applies? Like, in some ways, being the oddity makes you stand out more than just being, like, a reasonable human being in California. But I don't know. I haven't really tried, so I can't really say with any certainty. I just don't share... Like, I understand the sentiment. I do not share. I've tricked myself into coming straight back here. Mostly because I can't figure out how to get to the dang route. Maybe if I just glide all the way to the edge, I can, like, muck with the jump enough to do it. Feels like I will... Did I do better? No, I did so badly dating in California that I almost dropped a hard F-bomb out of instinct. I did super crazy bad dating in California. Because, like, while there's some shared sense of, you know, liberal values or whatever broad blanket term we're trying to apply to this that we're apparently not saying out loud. You get that, but, like, boy, just, like, everyone's so boring. Just, like, no... Like, I just did not meet, like, single people who, like, shared interest with me, or even, I'll go so far as to say, like, even wanted to have, like, adult conversations with, like, a human man. Like, so many of the dates I went on were just sort of like, I would get there, and they'd kind of just, like, stare at me, and I would, like, try to carry the conversation, and they would give, like, one-word answers, or, like, say nothing. Like, it just sucked, man. Like, I can't tell you how much dating like that sucks. Big city might offer more connection. Mystery, go live in California. Go live in California and tell me that you think living in Southern California offers human connection. That one I'm gonna hard disagree with you on. Magically, that time I was able to get to the stump and I changed nothing about my behavior. The sheer power of indignance got me there. Like, I know you live in New York, and New York is a city where you, like, interact with people. California ain't it. Los Angeles is not that. How do you get to the route? You can't, like, literally just, like, jump on the physical route. So clearly you're meant to do some other sort of thing. Can't leave. Wow, it's misty out there, huh? Nico says, dating is something I'll never do. Everything about meeting up with strangers and being on dates with them sounds unimaginably horrific. I mean, it definitely does. Oh, this is it, right? I just need 5 ornaments and talk to the sign and that magically makes the stairs. That one's on. That's me being a little stupid, for sure. But, like, the point is that at the end of the day, you're supposed to find someone who, like, enriches the whole experience of the entire rest of your life. And that sounds great, obviously. But, like, you have to endure, you know, not that. She says that she recently lost a ton of friends to LA and they're not happy. Dash near the special platforms to make them move. Okay. Don't quite know what you're getting at there. This is bizarre. This appears to be vaguely a world map, but it's also the alphabet. Have some questions about that. I mean, some people are very happy in LA, and, like, there are some things that are great about LA. Like, if anything ever, like, tours the United States, that's, like, some kind of live experience, like, you can practically guarantee that it will go to Los Angeles. So if you're, like, living in that area, like, that could be super cool. Like, for example, the Zero Escape themed escape room was only in, like, 2 places ever. Like, Los Angeles and, like, Tokyo. I think are the only places that ever happened. So, like, I'm super glad I was able to do that when I lived in Los Angeles. But, like, Los Angeles sure is its own whole situation. And, there's a lot not to love, too. Oh, it's another weird snowflake puzzle of some description. This castle has special platforms that shift when you dash. Okay. Weird, like, not to, like, actually give me an example of what they look like or what they do or what I would want that, but okay. There's actually no point in making that platform openable, right? Sounds wonderful, but I have to know them first. Can't just go on a date with someone, decide it was good, and just date them. That's insane. They're a stranger. But I mean, I do understand your point. Oh. I think I get this now. I get your point, but, like, you do also understand that that's, like, exactly the only way to do that, right? Yeah, Keith says, I would be confused. How would you get to know them except by going out with them? I mean, it's not ideal. Like, for the most part, people aren't thrilled with the concept of dating at large, I think. But, like, that's... What do we think this is? What do we think this represents in the narrative? I feel like I just went into the ladies' room. Hello. I'm taking inventory of the bedroom. She's dialed into this conversation. And there are 4 pillows missing. One of those is my favorite pillow. I know they are in this room. Alright. Okay, that answers my question. I didn't have the time to vocalize. Hang on, something weird is happening. The band's marimba! Of course! Santa's workshop is a piece of work. Shop. What's with those little, like, movable boxes? Not sure what my takeaway with them, where that experience is supposed to be. Not quite what I was going for. Did I do this? Hang on. Oh, that's what the movable box is for, eh? Oh, that's probably for the fireplace, yeah? Yeah, give me that ornament. Ow. The camera. Behold. Ow. You know, someone with no romantic pressure at all, just be platonic friends over the course of a decade, and then decide to maybe date if you both want to. That's the way to go. I mean, it's certainly a platonic ideal in more ways than one. There's also a lot of complications to that seeming feasible, I think. That is just a lot of investment of time for that singular purpose, for example. I got pillows! You did it! You're pretty cool! Thanks, video game! Thanks, elf lady from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. My mom says I'm special. I've ruined that box. What's with the ground physics? Why is it all slidey ice for the box and normal for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Well, at least it sort of absorbed that well. I think I've, like, decimated this room. I don't think there's anything else to do here. Look, my mom said it in chat. My mom says I'm special. And Clarice said I'm cute. Not sure what all is going on up here, but I guess I'll find out. Overshot it. Ruined my day. Doink. Didn't make it far enough to undo that platform, eh? Man, how many colors? Wow, I don't even know how. Hey, gang, that turkey doesn't look good. That turkey looked bad. That does not look good. I don't think so with this turkey. I don't think so. Yeah, I've only had one serious girlfriend in the past whose birthday it is today. Yeah, it's still before midnight, our time. That's fine. But I mean, I've tried dating in many other scenarios, and for so many misbegotten reasons, none of them has really come close to working out. Ah, sick of harp. Yeah, purple's not the right color. Like, I get that turkey could have like maybe a pinkish purple overall look, but I don't think it should be like a solid, like, Play-Doh purple. That doesn't seem right. I wanted to bake a bell-shaped cake, but we're out of flour. Well, I have good news. It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. I know there's more on the 3rd floor. Is the 3rd floor distinct from the roof? I'm unclear on this at this time. Good work. And ornaments. An additional ornament. That's everything in here. And I think... Yes. It's all starting to come together. Honestly, like... Holly Jolly Christmas on, like, a perpetual loop as, like, background music for video game level, like, really solid. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I think so. At least it's not green. Maybe it can be salvaged. I don't know. Green might just be a little slimy. It could still be good. No, I don't really want any of that. Now, hang on. Didn't it say earlier that special platforms would move if you dashed near them? But now we've got the doors that change if you dash, like, at all. You don't really have to be near them at all. I got the world's most tedious bell. That's not true. I've definitely had worse bells. I must have enough bells to go upstairs. Wasn't there another upstairs? What? Hang on. Ah, of course. That should have been more apparent to me. But really, this whole level is on this awkward, like, binary open, close, whenever you dash anywhere ever. It's very peculiar. If it was a male, his antlers would fall off. So by this logic, all the reindeer pulling Santa's sleigh are female. Yeah, they're girl bosses. But also capitalism. Do you understand the point of this story? It's very important to me that you understand this. Oh, this is the flower that was mentioned earlier. The flower for Cusco. The flower chosen specifically for Cusco. Cusco's flower. I mean, this checkpoint will be good for warping. It seems like a weird place for it, to be honest. What's the deal with this platform? Hi? Hello? Hey, I can't talk to you to figure out what your deal is. Hello? Think you can catch me like that? No chance. What is your deal? What's your whole deal? What's this? Hey guys, what's this creature's whole entire deal? I have to set like a trap for it or something? Maybe I dropped that chandelier on it. It's a violin! I got a thing. It's 4? I think it's 4 out of 5. Yeah, 4 out of 5. Did I miss something, or was the only gift mentioned in chat Demolition's headphones? No other gifts? I did it. What am I doing? Unclear. But I have done it. Forgot about the weird momentum mechanics in this game. Okay, I have to get up to there, and then I can drop the chandelier. And what does that do? I don't know.
Giraffe.
I can't take that until I've removed all the cobwebs, I guess. Hang on. I'm going galactic. I'm becoming a Rudolph Power Ranger. Dude, I just recently read that I forget the proper name for it, like Super Sentai. The show that like every Power Rangers ever has been based on, like, stopped airing in Japan. Like, is finally over. Which is all the more insane because, like, they're just trying to launch like new Power Rangers now. So like what are they doing with those? This seems highly dangerous. I feel like the tutorial did not do a good job of explaining how these platforms actually work. Like, they're not that complicated, but the thing they said just isn't correct. Oh boy, that camera, huh? Okay. Okay. A little bit walked into that one. Okay. That was a more logical way to do it. Now, how do I actually get... There are just certain times in this game that I'm not completely convinced that the people who developed it knew how high I could actually jump. Keen says, I do have gifts, but I give a list to everyone, so it's always somewhat of a surprise actually what I'll get. I know it's on the list, but not what or how much I'll get. Yeah, that makes sense. And, you know, going off my rant at the top of the show, for lack of a more convenient term at hand, I feel that. I never know what to do. I don't know what to do. I had, like, a brain blast on what to do for my niece and nephew. It might make my brother mad, but frankly, anything that I'd send to him as a physical object might make him mad. So, like, I don't know. Really can't overemphasize how much he doesn't like stuff. His term, not mine. And I mean, the trick here is if I even try to do a dash to bounce off... Oh, no, wait. That's what I need to do. I just need to do, like, a regular wall jump. And then just, like, hope the game gives it to me? That wasn't it. There we go. Somehow that worked. And Palpatine returned. Can you believe it? This is interesting. Oh, I see. I'll take it. Sure did a great job with their presents. I haven't committed to it yet, but I think I will. I don't have that much time to send them something, but it's probably more money than I should spend. But also, I think it will actually make them happy. And it's so hard to do. I don't need those 4 gold. I'll just get out of here. Snow Globe Master. That's all the snow globes. Or maybe not. Maybe 3 isn't all of them. I need a bit more playtesting. Honestly, it's like they had X for the jump height for so long and then swapped to Y. You know what? That's a great way of putting it. That is kind of what it feels like. A bunch of the time it feels totally fine. And then like a decent amount of the time it feels like it's like a 1.5 foot like shorter than you need to get to certain places. It like comes up just frequently enough that it's like somewhat consistently frustrating. You're totally right about that. Katia says, I've gotten 2 of 6 presents required. That sounds like you're doing Santa's checklist mission. My mom once at Lego said that's $500, which I can't afford, and no one else in the family was willing to divide amongst us. That's tough. Although also your mom sounds rad. If I had all the money in the world, I would probably send my brother the Enterprise D Lego set. He might actually like that. His kids are pretty big into Lego. I don't know if he actually does any of the building with them. But they do a lot of it. We get the heck up here. Do I have to, like, fall from great height? Hold on. It just seems like all of these... Okay. I literally need to like mouse trap that mouse into that trap. That's what it was, the Enterprise Lego said. I believe it. I'm really pleased that it exists, but I'm also kind of pleased, to be honest, that like it looks a little janky. Just janky enough that I am not compelled to try and spend that much money on it. Oh, that's good. Apparently my brother's in a good mood even after getting 3 medium-sized boxes of Christmas gifts for his family, which sometimes might be enough to make him not happy. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to drop on this from the place I've been putting off going to. Which is good? Question mark? Arguably? Shut up. I don't know what path I was taking to get up here before that seemed so much easier than that, but whatever, we're here now. Like, you barely fell like 6 inches and it's like, that's instant death, buddy. It's only $400. The website that she linked me to said it was $500. I mean, if it wasn't first party, it could be markup on that. It was a pretty like hotly anticipated item, but I don't actually think it's sold. Oh, for Christ's sake, this is gonna be really annoying, isn't it? This is like exactly one of those scenarios we were just talking. Hang on. Hold on a second. And just how do you expect me to get up there, video game? No, that's for the way back, huh? Okay. You have to do community Viscera cleanup details, Sato's Workshop Edition. Is that game actually any fun? I've seen people play it, and it honestly looks tedious as heck. I get why the idea is supposed to be fun, but it doesn't seem fun to do. Also, it will make my mom super upset. My mom would not like that at all. Now, why would I dive in? Why do you think I would dive into that? What do you think would inspire a guy like me to dive into that? It's a lot of money in this economy. It's a lot of Lego. That's ready to expect such an expensive gift. I mean, moms do a lot of hard work. In fairness, I will admit, it's not necessarily a great look. I don't know. I remember like exactly 1 year in my life where I was like that bratty about I might be too stupid to finish the Rudolph game. Like I'm probably it would be really nice. Hang on. I think I'm supposed to like perpetually pick up this 10 gold so that I don't just like fall into financial destitution. You're not bratty anymore? I mean, yes, obviously it's fun to tease the streamer, but like, no. I mean, I would ask my mom to back me up, but there's like no shot she'd be objective about it. I think we all know that. But like, for real, I legitimately don't think that, like, there are so many things I will criticize myself for, even beyond the point of reason. That's not it. Oh, it's the wall jump. When the gold disappeared, I became too stupid to use my game mechanics. I think I'm sharing too much. She wasn't the best mom. Not bad, but that's because She was never around, and when she did live with us for 5 years, it wasn't exactly a good experience. That does make that sound even worse. I mean, my mom probably deserves a $500 enterprise as much as, if not more so, than any other mom. She hasn't asked for it, and she wouldn't. As I said at the top of the stream, she's definitely the kind who's like, literally just show up and let me make cookies for you. That's what I want for Christmas. Hold. Hold. Dang it. Nope. Death. Instant death. Spontaneous death. If I can be completely honest with you, I've lost all sense of like what a reasonable price point for a Christmas present would be, for two metrics. One, my mom is probably too generous buying gifts for me, for sure. But also just like, again, my siblings make so much money. I don't know. I'm doing my best. I have no idea. It's exactly what we were talking about before I fell into the pit 12 times. Like, it just feels like whoever designed this didn't play test it and also didn't know how the jump worked. Ocean says he's got $100 ceiling per person. Oh, we got it. Maybe we might have it. That's like sort of the ballpark of where I've been for a while. I'm actually going a little lower this year, just because I just started paying off my windows this month and it's very expensive. Okay, got all the instruments. Right, this is the next thing. Oh god, no. Oh god, no! Okay, it's fine. Oh, that's so dreadful. Okay, well, we got a lot done there. We didn't stick the landing because I wanted to get that ornament, which might have been folly. Just the camera and not clipping. Isn't that oh god. Why did the camera do this? Why? Why did the camera do that? Just like halfway across my jump, it's like, I'm gonna flip 180 degrees around so you have no idea how far you are or where you could possibly go to not die. I mean, people have made this joke about many games over the years, but, like, definitely the final boss of this game is the camera. No cat. Nope. It just this is, like, this, I think, might be the worst spot in the video game. This hallway in Santa's castle is, like, Satan incarnate. It's horrible here. It's just, like, this place exists solely so that you, like, can't get that stupid gold achievement that's like definitely not worth getting in the first. My god, it's so hard. I really wish they didn't put that like precariously placed ornament on the top so I could have like hopefully just like crossed back without hardship. Hang on, did gold respawn here? I'm gonna need a lot of it. I'm dying like an absolute ton. Ooh, that was bad. But this is respawn, so hooray. Yeah, no, I definitely understand your situation, Arcadius, and that is difficult. And I would say that's like a classic example of like, don't stress too much. I just hate it here. I hate it here. It seems like a bad sign that the video game has started depositing gold at the checkpoint when I die. But this could be avoided by making the game playable, I think. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that if we simply made the video game playable, this wouldn't actually be a problem, right? Like, this jump is just, like, preposterous. Can you just keep wall back? They're not close enough together that I can, like, consistently maintain height. Like, that shouldn't work here. Yeah, it doesn't... There might be something to that, but it's not, like, consistent. You'd have to, like, execute it really well, and I kind of suck. Yeah, I mean, the goal to comedy in this game is ridiculous. It's people have, like... You definitely can't... You cannot meaningfully bounce off the same wall over and over, even with the glide. You lose too much air. It doesn't do what you want it to do here. Looks like you kept the ornament. Well, okay, so just to be clear, because the situation does suck and is confusing. I did get the ornament, but what we must keep in mind is that there is a bell on a higher level, and that higher level contains access to many other things. Like, there's a bell in this room that I can't access without going up there to clear cobwebs to make it accessible. And there's also some, like, weird mousetrap thing that I have to go to the top of this room to get to. Like, there's a bunch of stuff up there that I can't get to without getting to the edge of this and successfully doing the super awkward mechanical wall run thing back. But then on top of that, they put an ornament there that was, like, between the two wall sections. So you had to do, like, an absolutely flawless execution in order to get all of that done in one run. Which I obviously didn't do because I'm not that good at this children's video game. But it also just absolutely blows to try and get here. Okay. I think we can do it. Wish me luck. Into the pit. Into the pit. I should try trying to make this work. And for some reason, it immediately just calls to mind for me that bit in the movie Elf, where James Caan gets mad at Andy Richter and some other guy I don't remember for, like... I didn't like that one. For signing off on, like, a final copy of a children's book that's, like, missing 2 pages of character development. Nope, into the pit. I just, like, here's the thing. I don't hate the concept of a difficult jump that allows you to just sort of try again. The, like, extremely long shot jump over the immediate instant death pit does kind of suck. It's not very much fun to do many times over and over. I think I might have figured out part of what I need to do to make that work more consistently. Please. Could we make the wall runs actually go to where they need to go if the jump mechanics don't play nice with them? Does it have to be an extremely difficult jump into the wall bounce, into the wall run, into another abyss that requires another flawless execution? Like, it would be so trivially easy to make this, like, not excruciating. Yeah, I might be able to do that relatively consistently now. I noticed something the last time I succeeded that helps. I think you have to jump twice between the 2 points. Well, the problem is that the distance of the way that the wall runs work is that you are most likely to succeed at doing that by jumping into a patch that's no longer wall runnable on the right side, and then you will fall into the abyss. That's the problem I'm running against. I don't know the exact timing to not do that, but that is what keeps happening. You see? You understand? You see, right? You're watching it happen? Because that's exactly what I did. It's like jump twice. I'm gonna get a bunch of gold now. But like this stuff up here, like I can't reach it without going up to the thing I'm trying to do. It's genuinely insane to me that this might just be the most difficult thing in the game, and it's just like a random corner of Santa's workshop that, like, I think might be necessary to beat the game. Just malarkey. Just what an absolute garbage dump of a segment of a video game. Wait, does this not? Wait, this doesn't even... Wait, how... Wait! No, wait, that can't be true! This has to lead to the rest of it! How do you get up to the rest of it? How could you possibly get up to the rest of it if it's not up here? How could I... How? So annoying. Shut up, I'm gonna do it. I don't think it's possible, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's weird that it's not letting me wall jump easily off the side there for a reason that's not clear to me. God, the camera's so bad. Man, then it wants to jump really far. There's something weird about the placement of that. How's that blood pressure? Did you watch Princess Peach Showtime? That was so much worse. Like, infinitely worse. My God. I was so upset about the baking in that game. In a way, like, I haven't been that mad since, like, Blueprints School Edition. That gargle. That is so heinous. That is like a war crime against people who enjoy puzzles. Is that garbage? Get that weak stuff out of here. I am not sure that this is possible. But if that's not possible, I legitimately do not understand how you would do this. There's got to be a better way. Yeah, the motion sickness, I am sensitive to it, and the camera in this game makes it hard for sure. I don't think that's doable. I just don't understand why you need to make everything like this is the Little Nightmares 2 problem of like, it's fine for some jumps to be difficult. Is it necessary for like every jump in your game to be like the maximum challenge rating possible? I know we're like toward the end of this game, but I still feel like there's some real punitive nonsense at play. The less we think about blueprints, the better for all of us. I do not think that you shared that level of intensity with me on that Neko. I don't know how far you got in that game, though. Also, good night, Key. Yeah, I just... The positioning is not such... Okay, I'm gonna go downstairs because I'm sick of being in this room, but I'm gonna have to come back here because I think it's just literally mandatory. I might be wrong about this. But because I completed that, I now have all the band instruments. Oh, yes, you were saying... Now, okay. Now, I'm not like a super hardcore traditional Christmas Christian. I'm not sure I love the cartoon elves and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer calling us a savior. I feel like this might not be the ideal time of year to make that sort of claim. It does lose a little impact when it's still just the same soundtrack for the level at large, huh? Blueprints is still the hot game the celebs are even into. Do you have, like, an example of the celebs who are still into this? How much is this for me? This is 7-Up difficult. Is 7-Up considered that difficult? I assume... either one for the Genesis. I only ever played on the Super Nintendo. I did not get very far. But I didn't know that that game to have a particular reputation for being that hard. Boss Elf is looking for me. Do I need help with anything? Well, there's one thing. You go to the 3rd floor and ask the elf there if he found my hat. I believe that's the only thing I'm missing. Sure, Santa. Sure. I have no idea where that star is. Which means that until I solve that, that very well could be a insurmountable roadblock. Chio's game was disappointingly easy. Don't think I ever played that one. I think I've seen like Game Grumps or someone play it before. Am I on the 3rd floor? Okay, no, this is insane, right? So like clearly there's like a roof map, right? Which suggests that I will have to go out onto the roof, which in turn suggests that I have to go out that space up there at the top of the building. Which would in turn mean that I have to get up to those super high up rafters I can't reach, which in turn seem to only be accessible from the verticality of that platform up there, which in turn seems like it could only feasibly be reached by this stupid filing cabinet that I can't get over to. We've reached a second time, not just in this game, but during the stream, where I'm not entirely convinced that the game is beatable. Slightly less serious than last time, but like, this jump is bad. There are some really bad jumps in Santa's attic. Also, the camera is consistently just bad. I got up here somehow. And Palpatine returned. This was the elf I was supposed to speak to? Santa's hat? Yeah, I had it. Kind of misplaced it. It's in one of these presents. You can dash into them. Me dashing? Do I look like some sort of dentist or red-nosed reindeer? I mean, I feel like that joke lands a little harder if, like, Hermie had ever been, like, a playable character. Which I don't think has ever been true in the... Hey, I did it. Yeah, there's a button which hopefully lowers something to make this whole enterprise less criminal. Don't bounce off him, I swear to Jorb. Alright, that might make the rest of this level playable now. Yeah, I do see the hidden... My god, stop bouncing me! Who do you think you are, Tigger? This golden apple. Deep, doop, deep, doop. Okay, so I gotta clear all this business out of here. This seems highly suspect. I freed it and it fell down. I don't have to come here anymore. This is a harrowing level. The frozen belt? That was like spider webs or something. Don't clown on me, video game. Never been more excited in my life to have a chandelier. Lol, Lamau even. Okay, I understand. I kind of just wanted to see what that interaction looked like, and it was worth it because I thought that was funny. Just sort of drop it and be like... So it only runs in one direction, huh? Who does he think he is? Squeaky Styles? Is that something? Is that close enough? Does Gen Z love it? One more? It doesn't look like that'll fall on him. I'm gonna say one more. I mean, that also doesn't look right, if I can be honest with you. Like, none of the positions he stops in looks like the trap will fall on him. So, I guess the only thing I can do is hope that, like, they just coded it badly and one of those will work. I mean, now that we have lowered the chandelier, it shouldn't be nearly so difficult to try a couple of these, but like, I could do without this unnecessary guesswork. I mean, it's truly just that neither of these feel like they would catch him. Yeah, see, like, is it really so hard to stop him in such a place that, like, the trap will obviously get him? Also, can we talk about how this is maybe the actual worst trap of all time? I mean, like, someone was joking last week about how, like, the bars on some cage were, like, wide enough that, like, Rudolph could squeeze through them, and they were, like, for sure correct about it. But, like, first off, this creature is much, much smaller than Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and secondly, the bars are so comically far apart, it's absolutely hysterical. But the thing is, like, the drop shadow alone wouldn't help because, like, literally, it wasn't vertically on top of where it was going to land. Like, it veered... Well, like, he just sort of got absorbed by it, I guess, is the thing. The creature's too short to climb up. Listen, if I have enough upper body strength to do that to a surface of proportional size to me, anything could do it. Camera sure does not want to cooperate right now. That's interesting. I feel like I had to do that out of a sense of science. But this has, like, the same symbol on it as all of the, like, dash to adjust platforms, and it does not function like them at all. To the roof, finally. Glide Master? I've glided for 5,000 meters. What a strange time to trigger. Oh god, that looks bad. That does not look good. Physical condition is not so good. Okay, Okay, not what I wanted, not what I hoped for, not what I dreamed of. Okay, good. Really bad placement for that bell. I went down Santa's chimney. Does that create like a time paradox? Where am I? Oh, it's the tree topper. It's the Finial Dabra. Oh dear, almost fell to my uncertain undemise. It's a good thing that's apparently what I wanted the whole time. Also, did that turn off a magical light outside? Guess I'll just glide. Oh yeah, you wanted the tools, huh? And by tools, I hope you mean single screwdriver? Oh no, he just pointed me to hat guy. Who wanted the? Someone wanted tools. Here, take this. It's dangerous to go alone. Bumble seems happy. This is an important scene from the end of the movie, is him using his irregular height to decorate and make merry with the Christmas tree. A new job. Help Bumble set the Christmas tree star. 60% of players. Alright, let me climb all the way to the top of the world again. Actually, while I'm here... Staircase to the top. What does staircase to the top even mean? I want to muck around on the roof some more before I commit to ending the level, which is a terrible use of my time. I am concerned that because of the difficulty of this game, that I might not finish it today. And then I don't know what to do about it. What do you think we should do about that, chat? It's a weird transition scene. Which part in particular? The fact that it, like, made us look at him and state that he was happy? What? Why did I cease moving in midair for some reason briefly? Falling down the chimney. Oh yeah, falling down the chimney is kind of weird. Go this way. Whoa, hey, whoa, why did that happen? Ooh, I want that. Okay. Really 3 more ornaments in this wide world of Santa Claus? Well, 2 more with that. It's very windy up here. Topmost of rooftops. Okay. Can't say that it immediately feels like there's a whole lot more to do up here. Which I suppose shouldn't be all that surprising. I'm missing... It's kind of hard to read since they're not... 1, 2, 3, 4. There's something about the way this is coded that feels like it works differently than the list of missing sleigh bells in all the other levels. The Vision said he thought our character died when we went down the chimney. It was unclear. There's quite a lot of instant death falling for Santa's workshop. I don't know, I'm missing like a handful of things. I would kind of like it if we get the ornaments Boy, does that feel like a long shot. Ooh, hang on. What's going on down here? Maybe not the best way to approach it. Let me just get some gold for when I inevitably fall to my death. Worry not. I believe this is where I came from. Maybe not. Unclear. This doesn't look good. Oh, that's actually not as bad as I expected. Oh, well, there is, as it turns out, ornament there. So I'm missing a. I'm missing a ornament. Although I'm feeling reasonably assured there's nothing else for me to gain from up here. Where does it take me? Not remotely close to where I thought. Wait, is that a thing that could have worked the whole time? Boy, that would have been nice to notice, huh? But that's kind of obtuse, if I can level with you. So let's go ahead and turn in Senta's hat. Give you something special. Reminds you of the first time we met. Have you found them all yet? Nah. It's still slightly unclear as, like, how many... What was it you needed? Oh, flower. I forgot to give flower to the flower guy. Flower. Alright, so with those done... 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait a minute. Did I leave anything undone outside? Boy, the castle's a tricky one to navigate, huh? I'll say this, though. To the game's credit, they do a reasonable job of making the layout of the levels feel distinct every time. And not just by, like, set pieces or characters or quests or whatever. Just, like, the actual, like, shape of the levels. They all have a different feel to them. This has a weird verticality and lots of, like, smaller areas. The last one was very, like, long, narrow bridges and corridors. The Island of Misfit Toys was very open-worldy. Admittedly, the first area, a little generically open as well, but, like, not at least to the same scale that the Island of Misfit Toys was. By the way, so we caught him and he's like, great job, here's a prize, but he just lives there now? Like, we're not releasing him out of spite or something? I don't know, just kind of aggressive. So, is it... No, it must be one I have if I have the name of it, right? That's how that works? Okay, so this guy wanted the tool. Look at him go! Holy crap, they're going fast! Sonic the Hedgehog would blush. Thank you, you're a lifesaver. No, that's Candy. I'm a reindeer. By the way, I found this in the sleigh. You know, I'm gonna be honest. These are supposed to be Santa's, like, sleigh bells. I think that one maybe was just supposed to be there. I think that might have been the correct place for that one to be at. So, I mean... 2, 3... I think I'm missing 3? No, I'm missing 4. There's a count. There's an actual count. I'm missing 4. That's probably fine. I'm just gonna check something outside and then see what I actually need to do to, like, end the level. I was looking at the map. Oh, I'm missing 1 ornament, and that's so annoying. Kind of looked on the map like there was maybe like a little cave or something over here. I figure it was probably like an artistic embellishment, but I might as well check if it just had an ornament in it or something stupid. I have no earthly idea what floor of Santa's castle would even have a missing ornament on it. As much as I would like to just finish that and be done with it, does not seem like an especially good use of time. I don't remember if the game told me to do this, but I randomly just held left trigger and made like a little arrow up here. I don't know what that's even pointing me to. Although I suppose one thing I could do... There's a box above the ledge you were just on. In the little cabin thing? I don't think there was anything up there. Is the what is... Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on. Let me spend 150 of my hard-earned gold to, like, just claim that I've done this particular thing. And then I noticed that there's actually an achievement for buying a hint. So let's buy a hint. Yeah, I'll spend 1 for 1. There we go. Trophy. Gold nuggets in Santa's castle. Buy a jingle bell from the squirrel store. But I did that alright. Whatever, it's fine. It would be nice if the hint actually helped, but I guess the game is super pedantic and I should have bought it, left, picked it up, and then bought a hint. This is on top of the mountain. Oh, you mean the bounce thing? The present that, like, bounces you up? Yeah, the sled... We ended up getting this, didn't we? I think. Yeah, I mean, we definitely got the stump one. I don't think we left anything behind there. Might be good out here. I don't know. At the moment, I'm not committed to 100%, but I like at least the idea that we've sort of, like, explored the obvious stuff to do at large. He's ready for takeoff. I think Santa said to talk to him when everything was ready, right? This would seem logical. No worries. We're looking for stuff and everything keeps respawning and regenerating, so it's like hard to keep track of. Who's on the second floor? Floor second. Aujourd'hui. Are we ready then? Sure. Give me a moment to get things ready. Well, are they ready or are they not ready? See, now he's all dressed up.
Quiet.
Now,
everybody please be quiet.
Now
Quiet.
Santa's serious.
I've got some bad news, folks. Christmas is going to be cancelled.
Hooray!
There's nothing I can do. It's
Jack
this weather.
Forever.
Rudolph, please, would you tone it down a bit? I mean that nose of yours.
I was just trying to explain how I would need an incredibly powerful light source to even stand a chance of navigating in this horrific weather. So cut that out.
That nose. That beautiful, wonderful nose.
You know, let me be honest. Obviously, I understand the idea here is that, like, maybe it's fine if we're all different because our differences provide unique perspectives and solutions and we work better together, etc., etc. But, like, also, I do not envy Santa Claus the task of suddenly trying to navigate through, like, a complete whiteout with a single light source he's never tested before, you know?
Huh?
What?
Rudolph, Christmas is not off, and you're going to lead my team.
I am?
Yes, sir. You and that wonderful nose of yours.
My nose, sir?
What I'm trying
Metal
to say
Gear?
is, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
You know, taking a closer look at Rudolph, I think I actually understand why he's having such trouble understanding Santa's point. His ears actually appear to be completely frozen over.
It will be an honor, sir.
I really hate having missed exactly one ornament. It's very tilting. But, like, that's a pretty good job.
You be careful up there.
Aw, she's cute.
Remember, you are my best friend, Rudolph.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with him reinforcing it. It just doesn't feel like it's, like, exactly pertinent to the current situation. Clarice is like, don't die, like, the weather's actually legitimately dangerous. And he's just like, I'm your buddy, the dentist.
Well, didn't find gold. Found something better. Here with you.
Ready, Rudolph?
Ready, Santa.
The little animation of the other reindeer, like, shaking their heads is actually super good. It's really good. I don't know what timing they're using on that. It seems like completely random, but, like, it's very good.
Okay, let's be on our way. First stop, the island of misfit toys.
This is legitimately how it ends, right? Like, you don't actually see the end of the flight. I think the credits roll as, like, they pick up the misfit toys and they, like... Oh my god. And they, like, start dropping them off, but, like, they don't get all the way back home. Gonna restart this level. You can't make me not do it. Except, how do I actually do it? The controls are super weird. They're unlike the other levels. It just gives you a chance to see them shake off the snow or whatever. Also, do you love how it's, like, definitely not blizzarding? Because I do. They're like, the weather's
Remember,
so bad, and
you
it's,
are my
like,
best
not. It
friend,
just
Rudolph.
isn't.
Well, didn't find gold. Found something better.
Okay, this time I'm gonna try not to screw it up, but I'm not likely to succeed.
Rudolph?
Shut up about it.
Ready, Santa.
Okay, let's be on our way. First stop, the island of misfit toys.
Alright, best of luck to me. Clompity, clomp, clomp, clompity, clomp, clomp. Oh, I see. Part of it was the weird wind current that I didn't see because I was not mentally or emotionally prepared for it. You found an unspecified bell. Normally they get fun names. Okay. Not really how, like, stuff works. Boy, this is a departure from what has been established in the game thus far. Oh, God. Oh, good grief. No, I must have the bell! No, curses! It was off by such a small quantity for this completely unknown terrain. Why are the controls so confusing? Like, it's just, like, they're very similar to the controls, but, like, the timing and duration you're able to, like, hover is just, like, completely different. And, like, the sleigh and the rest of them just sort of, like, drag you down in a weird way. Oh, I'm sorry, that was not a cutscene? I really for sure thought that was a cutscene. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know what's happening or why. I think I like completely broke the game. I feel like this isn't how this is meant to go. This doesn't seem correct. There is no more gravity. I'm defying gravity. Hang on. No, no, no. Give it. Give it. There it is. I worked really hard for that. Yes, like I was doing the Wicked song, yes. I'm like crazy confused about like whatever happened. If I even like knew the lyrics well enough, I think it would still be incredibly hard pressed to get me to sing that song, which is like known for being difficult to like hit the range correctly.
Well, folks, as for the rest of the story...
If you watch this stream, you come here for the recitation of lyrics and the ability to recognize them. Here's Bleed thinking about it. Then, like, why ask for it? Who is generating that harmony, you think? Are we going to actually see them, like, visit the Misfit toys, though? That does happen at the end of the original.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
That's my buck. What'd you call me? The trophy is just for saving Christmas, which is inexplicably very funny. I do legitimately want to play that level again, not simply because I missed out on Second Bell there, but also just because like I legitimately think that I like didn't play like a third of it because the game broke really hard. Not that I think that is a particularly deep or rich section of gameplay, but just to say that I had the full experience. Sure doesn't seem like I can skip these credits, huh? So, 4 programmers on this game, huh? That's actually... I'm gonna be honest. That's really impressive to me. Are you filled with the joy of Christmas? I mean, I was before, but then I found that horrible corner of Santa's castle, and I'm, like... kind of, like, plateaued out, I think. By the way, I noticed when I booted the game up today, which I didn't notice last week, was that, like, and it may have come up in the credits, I wasn't paying full attention, like, one of the studio names attached to this is, like, Headless Chicken, and it has, like, an icon of, like, a chicken body with no head on it. It's not particularly gruesome, but, like, still, for, like, a company that would develop a children's game, there's just, like, a weird pull, I feel like. Needs more donuts. It's so... Mystery, it's so interesting that you say that. It's actually, like, insanely interesting that you say that. Because remember earlier in the stream when I said if everyone was super good, I'd have a surprise? Well, Krispy Kreme released some Christmas Charlie Brown donuts this year. And I didn't think I was going to be able to get them because I didn't want to drive 40 miles for that. But my mom was very studious and noticed that unlike Halloween, when like the batches of these like mini boxes that go out to the local grocery stores like had none of the fun designs, this one has almost all of the fun designs. So the only one it's missing is one that I think they do every year, which is like Santa Belly Donut. You were the most adorable. I swear it's the cutest thing. I mean, thanks, I think. That's a surprising reaction about it, though. Let me play through this level again, though. What a good use of my time. What a solid adult human being I am.
You be careful up there.
Would be kind of nice if I could
Remember,
accelerate, if
you are
not
my
skip
best
the
friend,
cutscenes.
Rudolph.
Well,
I'm
didn't
also
find
present.
gold, found something better. Here with you.
Ready, Rudolph?
Ready, Santa.
Okay, let's be on our way. First stop, the island of misfit toys.
It does feel like there should be like a checkpoint in the middle of this that like loosely implies you stop at the island of misfit toys. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't have to be another huge segment of game or something. It feels really weird to me that he like calls it out like he does at the end of the movie, and he's just like, let's go. And the misfit toys are never seen or heard from again. Boy, the controls are not so good. It's fine, we'll get through this. Ooh, that might have been too early. No. Oh. No. Okay, well, that sucks. Hey, hang on. There's so much gold in this level, this has to be the most economic way of doing this. Because then I can avoid doing the cutscene multiple times. These are the speedrunner strats that are gonna take us to new heights next year. Also, I think I just hate that one bell in particular. But, I mean, if we're gonna replay this level, I do feel like we might as well just get that, just sort of be done with that, is my feeling. Again, is that wise? Nah, probably not. Oh my... Come on, really? It gives you... There's, like, no horizontal leeway at all. This is actually pretty difficult to get, but I'm just... We're going... Tasmanian Devil. You understand what I'm saying? I don't really understand this jump that, like, doesn't have, like, a wind gust at the bottom. It just sort of magically works. It just feels like we'd set up a game mechanic for that's supposed to work, and we're just not doing it for I don't know why. That might still be too early. Oh, we got it. Oh, thank God. Okay. Now all we have to do is just sort of experience the end of the level, and we're good. Hang on. Oh, there's just a specific achievement for getting all of the bells in this one level. It's probably one of those for every level if we really are honest with ourselves. So this was the part that got me last time. Is that supposed to happen? I don't really see a way out of that. I mean, the trajectory of the level does change. Oh, I guess maybe I just have more three-dimensional latitude than I was expecting. Okay, it's fine. I know how to do inverted controls. None of the game works this way, so super expecting it to work like this. I guess it's not inverted? I don't know. Something about this decision is hard for me to wrap my head around. But yeah, I mean, this end of the level experience does make an awful lot more sense than just sort of watching a bunch of gold happen. This was worthwhile? I know you like the confidence with which I said that. We all feel really good about it collectively. I've decided for all of us. Again, just a cursory nod to the fact that we actually stopped at the Island of Misfit Toys. I mean, even if like the bit where you, instead of just like falling through the ice, if you sort of just dipped down and it was sort of like, let's pick up those toys, and then you like come up and you like see the Misfit Toys on Santa's sleigh for a brief second and then go back to normal control scheme, like that feels like it makes a lot more sense to me. Again, not like the most compelling musical. It's fine. It's fine. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Oh no, it's a full moon! Rudolph the Red-Nosed Werewolf had a very shiny claws.
Merry Christmas!
By the way, speaking of Wicked, my mom and I are going to see Wicked : For Good tomorrow, because I don't know, some part of me lives in the year 1996 and thought that movie might last until like almost Christmas time and we might be able to see it when my sister was here, and then I like actually looked at the show times and nope. So we're doing that. There it is, the headless chicken logo. It's super weird. I don't know why. But yeah, just on some level I was like, yeah, that might be a thing we do like all together when my sister visits. It's like, that will not happen. It won't. Doing the whole bloody affair this Monday. I feel like I should definitely know what that is, and it's not coming to mind. One thing I'm really interested in, anyone keeping an eye on Iron Lung? It's that movie that Markiplier has been like working on. It's like a solo product, and it was like supposed to release to like indie theaters in January, and his like insanely rabid fan base convinced like AMC and Regal Cinemas to pick it up in like, as far as I can tell, like an incident that's like relatively unheard of in the past like 100 years. Made it back just in time for credits. Second credits, but still valid because I feel like the first time we beat this level that facilitates unskippable credits wasn't a valid showing for the final level where we saved Christmas and got a trophy called Saving Christmas. I feel a little justified. My mom was apparently thinking the same. We hadn't talked about it until the middle of this week when I like actually bothered to check, and I was like, hey, so I like basically by next weekend this movie is out of theaters unless we want to drive like 40 miles specifically for that purpose. So like maybe we should just see it like now. And my mom was like, I mean, if you want to. And I was like, yes, that's yes. I assume you've made it through your commute, Zacula. I hope that went well. And that you did not require red nasal mutation to navigate your way home. Or that if you did require it, that you have such a nasal mutation. Diddly diddly doo. Thank you for playing. Hooray. I'm kind of curious. I want to go back out to main menu just because that is how I will find out what percentage of done the game thinks I am. I don't think it's going to be 100. I think it keeps track of like, by the way, there's a choose your character button. That's kind of sick. But wait, does that mean, do all the characters have the same controls? Does like, wow, Hermie's eyes are messed up, brother. He has seen some stuff. But like, does Hermie the dentist elf like hover? Like, how does that work? Like, I get that this is like a multiplayer game, then you could like choose different characters. It hadn't really occurred to me that in solo mode you could play Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as not Rudolph. No, you were off work eating pizza and watching Z Nation. Well, that's good. That sounds like a good time. Okay, how do I, yes, exit to main menu. Hermes builds ladders out of other people's teeth. Recently, Cotillion turned me on to 92, honestly, 92% pretty good for a blind playthrough that definitely took too long, but like, I still feel pretty good about that. Listen, if we want to spend some time, like, getting to 100, we could. I'm not putting pressure on you. I feel, you know, like, we did the darn thing. Got, like, halfway to the have too much money meme trophy. Yeah, continue put me onto this, like, actual play podcast. Has a different vibe than anyone that I've listened to. It's called Tabletop Gold, and, like, one of the characters, like, early on, sort of, like, as a fun joke, made, like, some inference that their character collected teeth, and then they, like, made it, like, a whole part of their personality, and it's really weird. Anyway, that's been Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the PlayStation 5, released in 2025. Is it a flawless game? No. There are very few games that I consider close to that pinnacle of achievement. Is it like a complete shovelware title worthy of like the Nintendo Wii back in its heyday, like I expected? No, I wouldn't say that either. The unfortunate that, like, I'm mostly fine with some of the weird shuffling around of details required to sort of speedrun the story in like 7 or 8 plot beats total. Like, it's got some rough edges, but I think it works for the purpose of what they were doing. The issue I have is just that, like, the controls for like the first half of the game feel pretty solid. And then they sneak in some weird stuff toward the end of the game. And also, in order to try and, like, raise the difficulty of the game, make some stuff that's, like, borderline undoable, not by the nature of, like, the challenge is so hard, you must master the skill of it, but rather, like, it just genuinely feels like we didn't correctly test the limits of this character and the physics of this world. If it was, like, there were a couple of things in this game that were legitimately just, like, a little bit hard in sort of a direct fashion. And honestly, like, those were mostly fine. As someone who doesn't really like a ton of challenge in his video games because, like, life is challenging and I play games for fun. That's who I am. If that's a surprise to you, welcome. It's me, Vasco the Gamer. But, like, where it felt like this game was doing, like, genuine challenge, I was, like, pretty okay with it. Like, it would be a little frustrating, but after a few attempts, you could normally, like, land it. But, like, the things where it just kind of felt like the game, like, wasn't built correctly, those were, like, an extra layer of frustration that I don't think really benefit this game. There is a surprising amount of that toward the end of the game, and if you really needed to, I think you could work around that to just get a completion score, to just, like, finish the story in the game. Do I think this game is worth $40 US? Probably not. But I think it's worth enough of that full price tag that if you can find this game on sale and you're feeling nostalgic for some combination of like early 2000s collectathon platformers like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64 and other things of that nature, or you're just like a big Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer fan, because, like, who didn't grow up with that? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's definitely not the best game I've ever played, but I honestly thought it would kind of suck. It's like, being completely real with you, I thought that I was going to play this game and would just be mad about how stupid it was all the time. But, like, actually, I enjoyed that quite a bit. It had some rough moments, but overall, that was definitely worth the experience of playing it, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. Now, as I said earlier, if chat was good, there will be a treat, and that treat, as we've discussed in Zacula's absence, is donuts. Now, apparently my mom has gotten fresher donuts than these, which is a fun fact. Christmas donuts. Christmas donuts! See, I told my mom that I was really excited that I saw designs online for, like, Charlie Brown Christmas donuts at Krispy Kreme, but there aren't any Krispy Kremes close. As discussed around Halloween, the closest one is like a 40-something mile round trip. It sucks. And part of the reason that was necessary is that, like, around Halloween, they didn't share any of the fun Halloween designs with the local grocery stores, which like they normally have a deal where they just sort of like ship out donuts to them, and sometimes they include like some of the holiday designs, usually not all of them, because they want to hold back something to make you like go directly to their store, and that seems like a fair arrangement. But like at Halloween, it was like nothing, just like it was literally like sprinkle donuts and slightly different sprinkle donuts and none Halloween designs. It was stupid. And I haven't kept a close eye on Christmas ones because Halloween is sort of the big stream season. But I happened to like see an article that like talked about these, and I was like, oh, I love Charlie Brown and Charlie Brown Christmas, and that's just really cute. However, I didn't want to drive that far. But then my mom like just found them at the grocery store, which hadn't even occurred to me to check for. So one fun fact is that there's an edible Snoopy fondant thing that goes on this little wreath cookie that got stuck to the top of the box, which isn't ideal, but is a little fun. I'm sure it comes right off, just like that cowboy hat. Also has, and this, I'm going to be honest with you, this is maybe not the best example of the decoration on the donut, but this is a Snoopy. I think this is a cookies and cream filled Snoopy face. He's a little droopy dog Snoopy dog, but I appreciate the sentiment. He's been through some stuff. But I think the real pièce de résistance is this is the Charlie Brownie Christmas ornament donut. It is filled with some sort of brownie filling, and it has, I mean, this one legitimately probably looked correct before it got smushed a little bit against the top of the box. You can see the black, that got a little, so like that one I think is on me. I don't know at what point that happened, but like I don't think that was their fault. It had, for some reason, it has a padlock at the top that I think is supposed to sort of be like the hook of like a ball ornament, but the placement definitely just makes it look like this brownie is off limits. But I mean, I think of all of these, I'm gonna try that one because it's the most unique. Now, again, this is from last week, and I kind of just had other desserts and things going on this week, and wasn't sure what I wanted to save for the stream. And but yeah, let's have a Charlie Brownie donut. Must be a Lock Late donut. I don't know what that is. He's got Schroeder's music notes stuck to his eyes. Yeah, maybe that's it. He's just like listening to A Christmas Carol, the weird Snoopy. I'm gonna be honest. This particular donut, a little light on filling. There's something that's a little magical about how there's basically nothing in there, man. I mean, the donut itself is held up quite well. But there's basically nothing in there. I mean, listen, they may not have had their A team on deck for this one, but I appreciate the effort, and it's better than Snow Donut is better than no donut, if you know what I mean. I mean, as we learned at Halloween this year, icing on an empty shell donut is still pretty good. And even though it doesn't have the disgusting abundance of frosting that the pumpkin had, like, it had a good Charlie Brown shirt design on it, and I'm happy. And we got a tiny, sad little smudge at the end. Got like a little bit of actual brownie flavor in there. It's pretty good. Now, again, my mom said that she did get new ones, and maybe that will give us a better showing. But there you go. So I assume that the greatest amount of interest for tomorrow is in spending a bunch of the stream browsing Steam for various viewer suggestions on Giftmas, during which time I will allot. I'll finalize the amount before we start the stream tomorrow. I think $40 is probably it. But basically, I give you $40 of stuff that you want to see me play on stream, and you figure out what that goes to. And we tried it for the first time last year. It was a moderate success and a good idea, and hopefully over time we'll figure out an implementation that makes everyone happy. But I think a big part of it is to sort of encourage everyone in chat to engage and chat and fight with each other to determine what we're going to stream. How much is 5 hearts under one roof? I don't know. I mean, if you can convince enough of chat that we should put money from Giftmas to do it, like, we could start that, like, so soon. Like it says, we have some Christmas donuts that actually look quite nice. Oh, like, Krispy Kreme has some, but they're not the peanuts ones. Ooh, custard donut. Mystery says, wait, online I can order it from a location in the city. These were 30. I mean, this half dozen that has like 3 just regular sprinkle donuts that are just sort of red and green, still got a price tag on there. I mean, it's backwards, but it's like $11. It's $10.99. For 6 donuts, it's okay, man. You gotta be real, man. I don't think Chad is behind me on 5 hearts under one roof. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I mean, I'm interested in it. If it doesn't, like, horrify chat, I'm game to do it. I don't know, Zach. I think it's important that you show up early tomorrow and just, like, keep fighting the good fight and getting everyone on board. All right, I'm going to wash my hands because I don't want to touch all my stuffed animals with donut hands. It's hard to give that a fair grade since it didn't have its signature filling, but I'm just going to blanket say that was a fun experience. I enjoyed having that donut. I like the design. Is date everything safe for work? I think it has a safe for work mode on it. That's definitely a thing that we can do at some point. All right, I'll be right back, and then we'll wrap this sucker up.
Nina from Pasadena.
I'm forgetting what percentage of the day the water heater in my garage just like absorbs all the coldness from the air. What name game did we get when I was gone? Also, before anyone finalizes or formalizes a pick for Secret Squirtle, somewhere in this room I've hidden some number of Squirtles among our other friends. Locating one this way is an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. So I'm going to say that this theme for today is not nearly as obvious as last week. It's not like a hard one, but last week it was basically like if you pick the most front door options available, you will definitely find something. Nina from Pasadena. Nina from Pasadena was one of the ones that truly inspired me to set up Name Game. Because, like, it wasn't even a real name. He just said it as, like, an exclamation of how excited he was. I'm like, that's so stupid. Imagine if Nina from Pasadena was, like, a real person. Coldness in Florida? Yeah, it's like winter, which basically just means that the ground cover outside my house died. and sometimes you wear a sweater. It was actually like cool during the day for like much of this week. But like, yeah, just the fact that like the water heater lives in the garage where there's no insulation means that if it's at all cold outside, it takes a while for the water to warm up. So you wash your hands cold. Squirtle is under your bottom. One day this will be true. I think that may never be true. Okay, see some guesses now. And yes, by the way, do some thinking, do some searching, figure out suggestions, things you might want to see us play on stream, and then we get to fight about it tomorrow on the Giftmas stream. Everyone get excited. Okay, so we got Rudolph, Clarice, Santa Snoopy. I don't think I noticed any from before that. So fortune teller in an old hut in the woods, and she told me that one day you'll be sitting on the secret Squirtle. I mean, I don't know if you should trust that situation. Anyway, let's go take a look. Okay. Let's go with Clarice first. Does not have a Squirtle on this occasion, but does have Dr. Cinderagon, our lovely medical dragon. Then we had a guess of Santa Snoopy. Well, yeah, I mean, if we're going to have Peanuts Donuts, then we got to have Santa Snoopy Squirtle. Try saying that several times fast. And Rudolph himself. Pretty safe bet, right? I mean, I guess mainly the distinction I was trying to make is that last time, if you picked Rudolph or Clarice, just like obvious victory. Guess is that the theme is red. No, although reasonable guess. I mean, Clarice does also have red on her. Rudolph has his nose, of course. But no, in this occasion, I went for something surprisingly simple because I wanted to include several holiday ones and make sure that Rudolph himself was included since he's our main playable character. This time, the answer was the boys. Girl characters did not have Squirtles, but boys like this tiny Santa had Squirtles. The theme is Christmas, right? I mean, presumably someday that will be true. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on the PlayStation 5. What a time to be alive. Perhaps someday we'll revisit to get 100%. Honestly, I will almost certainly do it in my free time. We're close enough. It'd be nice to have that platinum. That just seems like a fun one to have. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be doing the Giftmas stream, which is, I mean, unless we reach a consensus early, I imagine most of the stream will be us like watching Steam trailers and arguing in chat. Very festive. But it does give you, the viewers, a chance to decide what we'll be playing in the next few weeks, sort of leading up to Christmas and then probably immediately starting the new year and all that. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Until I do, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.